Welcome, everyone, to the sixth edition of the Stoll Review. If you're listening to this, you're probably going to be listening to it post-recording, and I apologize for that. Scheduling didn't quite work out the way I planned, but nonetheless, we are joined this week with Adam,
Hello, guys.
Des, and Samantha Luna.
You can
Um,
call me the Lady Neckbeard.
and also goes by the Lady Neckbeard. So yeah, there's been a lot of things happening in Gamergate recently, and I think we
You
share
didn't
that.
introduce me.
Oh yeah, and we're also joined here this week by Des,
Ramon.
or
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Hello.
So guys, so there's been a lot happening this week in terms of Gamergate, and I believe Samantha, you were just sort of going off
Ranting?
about, yeah, ranting about the Anita Sarkeesian Nightline interview. So you can go ahead
Yes.
and
The
why don't you go ahead and
problem,
start us off?
yeah, the problem that I have is that I cannot, basically, like, I cannot post anything about her or anything about her lately because I'm just going to start, if there were no death threats before, they're going to be death threats now. I mean, I just want her cash to be like, I just want her to get a, a bomb of her cash. I just want her to get like somebody stick a bomb on her under her cat because she's just a liar. She's just a lying cunt.
This is all
She's
off
just
record.
she's
Go
just
ahead.
what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
She's just lying. Just lying.
Yeah.
She's just lying. I cannot. I mean, there's no point to be argued. I mean, there's no valid point in her arguments anymore. Nothing. Like nothing at
She's
all.
just playing a giant victim. She says she's a game dev. Let me see your games. She has nothing. And like the media are just lifting it up because everybody wants to hate gamers. Everybody wants a reason to hate gamers. That's how it's been in schools. That's how it's been in workplace. That's how it's been everywhere.
She's
It's
been.
it's
Well,
it's
the
a it's,
media,
it's a sort of
yeah,
evolved bullying, man.
Yeah, it's a grown-up bullying, which is
She's.
ridiculous. We are not in
She's.
school anymore.
She's been lying since day one. Ever since I only saw one of her videos, and that was just enough for me to rage quit and not want to see her anymore. But she's been lying since day one, and she's been covered since day one by the media, especially our own media, which is the saddest of all.
Yeah, they're a bunch of white knights. I cannot stop. Like every time now, I'm seeing those men. I'm like, stop being a mangina, please. Just stop. Grow some balls and
But who? But
don't agree with her.
who's
I
gonna
mean,
think of those women?
I know that men are basically raised to protect women, but and I know. I mean, even when I am trying to make a point on YouTube and somebody says something rude to me, some white knight that comes out of nowhere tries to rescue me, and I'm really like it's like sad and nice, but I don't, and I know I don't need it. I don't really care what people say about me. But the thing is that it's like that woman doesn't deserve the white knight. I mean,
no,
there's
but
she even
but
when guys do it, she doesn't deserve them because because it's not just that they are knighting her, it's that she's just using the same stuff to attack them.
which is all the more reason why we need to start just ignoring feminist frequency and Anita Sarkeesian altogether. The thing about the thing about the nightlight or whatever that show's coverage is that show, for anyone who's not really aware of it, is normally running these kinds of stories. It's the only thing they really tell are victim tales. So I mean, there was really no way that they were going to cover any other side but the charismatic woman
Yeah, but the problem is that those shows reach some people.
In all honesty, I
Well, they
wonder
don't
what.
reach a lot of people actually. Like if you look at the ratings, like it doesn't draw in a whole ton of people, or at least enough people to actually like make a difference in the video game crowd.
You
Because
know,
none
in
of
Yeah,
all
them. Yeah,
in
it's
go
all
ahead.
the
honesty,
same. Well,
I wonder what the opposition considers as harassment. Is it us proving them wrong? Is it us giving a valid point which debunks their point? Or, well, what do they count as harassment?
I
Or is
mean,
that harassment every
anything,
time they
Brianna Wu
look
considers
stupid?
everything harassment.
Depends who
anything.
you depends who
Oh,
you're talking about. I mean, some people like Anita Sarkeesian or Brianna Wu consider everything harassment.
Yeah.
oh, who's
But
just a faggot? And I don't mean that in the sense of a homosexual. There are two definitions for faggot.
Yeah, we
Faggot
know
Thank
that.
you,
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Faggot is either a twig or some shit like that. No, a bunch of twigs or an idiot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a
That's
Persian
true.
or an Asian definition of a faggot.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
we
that
know that.
Yeah.
It's
their
a fag-
definition of
I don't-
their definition of harassment is anything that goes against their narrative. Just
I
about
mean,
anything.
yeah, I mean, there was like a Twitter, like a Twitter. Somebody said something about Twitter in Twitter to her, and she basically called him a mansplainer, and he was just saying that no, this type of system in the PC is not really good for the hardware, and she's saying, oh please, don't mansplain me, like she knew more than him about
No,
technology.
but
It was
then
like Randy Harper saying that this book is not good for women. It was like a what happened to that gentleman who makes books about like leaders in the technology area, and he talked about women in the technology area. And Randy Harper basically said that she was going to put a bad review, even she never read the book.
mm, well, the
I
bad
don't
thing is
remember
that
that instant, but then again, Randy Harper. I mean,
That's a whale,
that's
and I'm
literally.
going to call. As a fat woman, because somebody, that was one of the things that pulled me out of Twitter. Somebody basically saying that I couldn't laugh about fat women because they were, I don't know what, they were women, and I call him and I tell him, I am a fat woman. I can laugh about other fat women, so please bring me the harpoon.
no, that's the sad thing. Like even if you go yourself with your own perspective, then you're either a sock puppet, or you're just manipulated by men or something, or it's the patriarchy. So even when women go up to them and bring counterpoints, it's futile, really. Look what happened to Christina Huff Summers.
Yeah, the problem is that it's misogyny. It's complete, it's actual misogyny being portrayed as positive.
Hmm.
It's actually, they talk about the patriarchy and all that, but this damseling and this whole damseling and taking away women's will of power is completely disempowering and completely patronizing and actual. If they want to talk about the patriarchy, they are the patriarchy.
They're
A
the
bunch of
defenders.
white dudes trying to tell me how to think because I'm a woman. And
True,
they try
true.
to protect another woman.
Josh McIntosh. I just discovered he blocked me from his Twitter today. I'm happy.
Oh, he's
I
blocked.
really think someone needs to start. With how there's gamer score. There needs to be like Gamergate score.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's keep a
The thing is,
ranking system.
the thing is that that nine line thing was completely. I mean, people are just like they're just lying.
Oh
And
yeah,
so and
I'm
Oh,
also banned from McIntosh's Twitter.
I'm probably not because I have a new Twitter handle.
I see.
So
Well,
I came back to Twitter. So and the funny thing is when I posted my Twitter account, so people can subscribe, can follow me again. A
mm-hmm.
picture of Pedo Bear appeared
Pedo Bear, internet
because
classic.
because I posted like my first Twitter was like I
Hello,
want a face full of soda.
hello.
and it had what? We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Oh, I swear to God, I'm gonna sack this headset.
Hmm. So
It's too
I
much.
posted like a Twitter called "I want my face full of soda," and I posted like a Pedro Bear face, and now the Pedro Bear is my Twitter handle picture.
Because of the showtime.
Yeah, I want a face full of soda. Oh my God! Did you guys saw what I posted like before when I was having my other Twitter? That they actually make like sex dolls for sex parts, like a flashlight of soda.
Really?
And
Didn't know that.
it's like a tiny butt.
Oh,
Yeah,
Japan.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's like a tiny boy's butt.
Who's
Yeah.
Yeah, is someone like manipulating like some like a cup or something like that?
No.
Yeah, I hear it now.
And me?
Is it you, Sam?
Maybe I'm touching my computer.
Oh.
Okay, that's it. I just wanted to figure out what that was.
The whole thing is that
So,
what are we going to say? What can we say? We know that those are lies. Everybody knows that those are lies, but nobody believes us.
it's a really hard situation at this point because Anita's already way up there. And now she has basically the media on her side, or the mainstream media. But it's like Stoll said, it's not going to affect the game industry because gamers really don't care and gamers know the truth. Like it happened, like Bloomsburg Weekly.
Of course, it's going to change the industry. I mean, the problem is that we can keep saying that she's not going to change the industry, and then she pairs with Intel. She's going to change the industry now.
Well, look what happened to Intel. Look,
No,
like,
I know. Yeah, true.
The partnership with Intel, you see, it's not gonna end well because now that they decided to ally themselves with Sarkeesian and her hand up her ass, Jonathan, Josh McIntosh. they're gonna start, so we should like show Intel McIntosh's racist, bigoted, idiotic tweets and show them that this is what they're allying themselves with. This is what they want to associate by.
that's what happened.
What have been doing?
Yeah, that's why.
But the problem is that it's like they don't care. They don't think about Josh McIntosh. They think about Anita. Oh, Anita, it's just vagina. That's the thing. It's just vagina. They just care about the vagina.
The problem is that we don't want to side with conservative media because that's a suicide attempt.
Yeah, and besides, they're wrong too.
We can't ask help for them, and we can't side with liberals because liberals are against us too, and then our own journalists are against us.
No, we can just side with anyone who can give us help. Like that's the thing. It's
Which
like,
is very few.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Oh, it's out there. Oh, it's
I'm really getting tired of Milo too. I'm getting really tired of Milo. I'm getting really tired of Mike Cernovich. That's why I quit it. Because for the exception of TV, those guys are getting attention and they are really starting to change my opinions about them. That's why I said that he could shout that book up his ass. I don't really want a conservative to get that book. I wanted to make.
Well, we have
not made a book.
Professor Flores said that he was going to make a book on us or an academic piece on us. I don't know if you guys who know Professor Nick Flores is. He's on Twitter. He's a prominent GG member, I'm going to say. But,
like Christina Hoff Summers too?
Yeah, more or less. And he said he wasn't going to write an academic piece, but after yesterday's ABC stuff, he said he was. Let me see. Let me look up his info.
That's good. That's a better take. I mean, if Milo Yiannopoulos wants to make a book, I think actually a really good book will be an academic piece, like a Christina Hoff Summers piece on the gaming thing, more than just a journalist. Because you know that he's going to add things to his own piece to make his own side look good, his own political side.
Not necessarily. I haven't seen that much with him. I haven't seen that much with him of him trying to bolster anything other than Gamergate. Like,
well, when he talks about the Dragon's Age, he talks about gaming now, but he's also still in the conservative side, like the whole.
well, right. He's still conservative, but I don't think conservative is necessarily a dirty word when it comes to Gamergate. Like we have liberals, we have conservatives. I mean,
I know. That's why I'm having problems with Gamergate, because I'm not, and like, you know what I'm having problems with.
Well,
you know that I'm having problems because I'm a really different kind of person. I told you that I'm kind of like a social justice warrior in the end. I told you that I don't really like some people's opinions.
Oh, right, yeah. But I mean,
I told you that after the whole Charlie Hebdo thing, I told you that I have problems with people's opinions.
That's true, and like I said, like everybody has their own opinions, but that's the problem. We have like an individual movement that just started. Like, for example, Gamergate. We're gonna meet a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds, and this is the point where I say stop focusing on people and just focus on Gawker or whatever your personal mission is.
But what can we do about Gawker? We are talking about the FTC, and that's the only thing that we kept being doing, and we haven't done. That's the problem. I think that one of the things why are we focusing so much on people is because the movement hasn't, for the exception of the whole thing, PC Gamer and the IGN disclosure things, we haven't done a lot.
Well, that's the point where I brought.
The FTC actually stepped in and forced Gawker to disclose where they were essentially advertising instead of putting out their own content. So we've actually had a lot of different successes. And that's even if you don't want to count the fact that we've costed Gawker like 7 figures already.
I know, but that was in the long run. Lately, in the last few weeks, for the exception, it hasn't been that, for the exception of the PC Gamer and the IGN. In the last few months, there has been a lot of slow moments, and those slow moments make people get PC about people. And they start fighting. The whole Charlie Hebdo thing actually caused infighting, real big infighting.
But then again, what does that have to do with gaming?
I don't know, but that's the problem. Is that one of the things that I posted is that we are not going to get destroyed by Brianna Wu or Soy Quinn, but we're going to get destroyed by this.
Well, it isn't really destroying because just look at what's happened. There's been infighting. There's been infighting since the leaders. Since like the KOP. Since all that controversy. But what happened? That went away, and then when they did something stupid, it popped the hashtag popped back up. It's the
problem is that now Queenie's like.
I was gonna say that infighting is bound to happen. I mean, we got people from different races and religions and beliefs and stuff, all joining in to basically defend video games for their own personal, games. Some people are developers, other are fans, other are just, comic book drawers, other like Aurini that are science fiction authors. We're about to split in different factions, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, Matt is saying that we are a culture. I don't think we are a culture. If we win, after we win, we're going to start throwing ourselves throwing other people under the bus.
Well, that's the problem that we had when King of Pole first started shilling out other people. We started caring more about the people on our side rather than the opponent. That's where I said, like, we have to start focusing on the enemy rather than ourselves. Because there's a lot of people that I don't agree with in Gamergate. Tons of people who have had debates. I've blocked dozens of Gamergaters. But the reason I blocked them is so there's no more infighting, basically. So they don't read my
Yeah,
posts
the problem
and
is that
strike them back.
we focus on the opposite part, uh, and then Monday Matt comes out and say, "Don't focus on that. Focus on the ethics." But how can we do that? I mean, we try to focus on the enemy supposedly, but the
Well,
problem is
people
that we
differ
cannot focus
focus
on
on
the enemy.
different people focus on different things. Some people focused on sea lions. Some people focused on
Cool.
Gawker. Some people, I mean, some I don't agree. If you ask me, um, we shouldn't be even focusing on not your shield or any of the literal who's, if you ask me. But then
True.
again,
I know, and I say that I like to focus on them. Actually, I like to focus on Blue because she's just. I like to
Well,
laugh at them. They're
we
so stupid. I like to laugh at them. I actually, what bothers me is what type of attention they're calling. Like, why are they laughing at Brianna because she's a transgender? That bothers me. But I don't really care that people actually mock her.
well, I don't care that people mock her. I just care that people are spending more time mocking these obvious idiots who haven't told us anything new for months about them or about anti-Gamergate, uh,
Yeah, but Anita
and
gets
not
time
and not.
on TV.
Well,
Juanita's the head
yeah,
of the Hydra, so
Are
but
you
she's the one who's gonna
serious?
get most. You gotta remember that when Gamergate started, nobody was talking about Anita. It was all Zoe Quinn, and then Brianna Wu stuck her nose in, and then Anita kept sticking her nose in, and everybody kept pushing her out until she forced
Yeah.
her way in. Basically, that's a big part of Gamergate that a lot of people forget. That nobody was talking about Anita, and that was like
I
rule
know.
one, like don't talk about Anita or don't talk
We
about who.
I know
well, and she got on.
we forgot about the whole Phil Fish and the whole IGF thing. We
Yep.
forgot about the whole Mayor Kramer thing, which actually is a serious thing. The IGF contest
Mhm.
that is completely fucked up.
Well,
We
and
we should. We,
what happened, for example, when Anita Sarkeesian got on to the Colbert Report. Everyone basically shit posted at her for, a good few weeks and then left her behind.
mhm.
If you ask me, we shouldn't, it didn't have much of an effect. So, her going on a national news coverage thing isn't going to have much of an effect, which is why I don't think um, we even need to be worried. We need to worry about someone who isn't going to impact much at all.
Basically, I was gonna say focus on the game journalists, and yeah, we can focus on Anita every now and then, like debunk her stuff when it comes out, but don't make it against her, basically, because eventually she's putting the noose around her own neck, basically.
No, no.
Because the
She's
journalists are the
going to
ones that
burn
affect
someday,
our
but
industry.
she's going to burn someday, but I don't know. I mean, she hasn't burned as fast as Jack Thompson did.
Well, it's because everybody was a goddamn pussy when it came around. I remember when 2 years ago this shit started, it was only probably Thunderfoot and then YouTube commenters, very few of them that'd be against her. Everybody would be like, just ignore her, she'll go away. And I
Yeah, and there were
basically,
other people like Angry Joe protecting her and calling us pigs
exactly.
for believing that she was wrong.
hmm
And I stopped watching Angry Joe after that.
hmm No, I went on a YouTube crusade when Gamergate happened, and I unsubbed from every YouTube gamer channel I had because I didn't want to start giving money to people that I didn't knew that were supporting her or not. So a
The
lot of
only
people
one,
went.
the only gamer channel that I still watch besides John Tron. The problem is that John Tron hasn't posted videos in a long time. But the thing is that I watch like the Reckless Eating gaming channel and the which gaming channel is the one that I watch? Jontron, Reckless Eating, and which one? Oh, sorry. Continue. I'm going to try to remember.
For example, one of these channels I used to subscribe was Tamashi Hiroka, which was a girl that would talk about Pokemon. And I would be watching her videos. Some of them were good, but then some of them would go into SJW stuff, like if Pokemon was ethical, and then she'd do this whole animals' rights stuff with it, and then it'd go into like Gardevoir is a trap or whatever, because then the name means manly. It'd go into weird stuff like that, and then I just discovered recently that Gardevoir, you know the Pokemon Gardevoir?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. You gotta know a little bit more. Gardevoir is like this extremely effeminate-looking Pokemon, and then the name means manly knight or something, which basically makes it look like a trap. But Nintendo fixed that because it has two evolutions now, one with a dress and another one a male fighter or whatever. But skipping that aside, I just recently. More half and half. I mean, look at Machoke. Like Machoke, the macho Pokemon, it could be female as well. So you can consider that a trap. And
no, I'm not a trap. I'm just a manly lady.
Yeah, that. Well, yeah. Or the reverse trap is the better term. But point aside, I just recently discovered she's really buddy with Patricia Hernandez. And I'm like, oh, so that's where it's coming from. And that's how she got so popular. Because Patricia would be posting her Twitter and her YouTube comments every now and then. Like, this is what the top people in YouTube have to say about this. And that's how they're filtering their friends in and getting them popular.
Okay, now I remember which channel I still watch. Even it wasn't the Escapist. It's Yahtzee.
Oh, Yahtzee's awesome, but he's a fucking idiot when it comes to horror.
Oh, he's opinionated, which is absolutely fine. I think I actually like a lot of his opinions, but he more or less just spits on games, so I've stopped watching him actually.
Oh, I really like. I mean, now, especially now, we should talk about Yahtzee because of his joke is being taken seriously now. His joke about the PC Master Race.
Oh yes.
It's his joke. Yeah. He created it. No, somebody should ask him what the hell is what he thinks about the whole. Oh, you're a Nazi. Yeah.
That's why
he still has connections to Jim Sterling. So he, I think he's avoiding because if he said what he really thought about Gamergate and all this, he'd fall under. He'd basically get attacked by Gamergate.
No, actually, I don't think so, because he is not a social justice warrior. I once heard him playing The Sims 3, and he was talking about how he actually missed the old Lara Croft because even she had huge boobs. It was less about gender than the new Lara Croft, and he really didn't like that whole, oh, she's a woman, I'm going to rape her. So because he saw this new Lara Croft as gender-obsessed Lara Croft, and he actually missed the old one with the big titties and no gender, basically.
A better example of his stance in social.
Yeah. Hello?
Social correctness crap is it's bad for criticism because he believes that in all honesty, you should be able to criticize anything. You should go and see it. He even has trigger warnings in that video. He almost says filthy migs at the end.
Oh, there was I saw once the difference between James Sterling making a comment about Tamagotchi Life and then Yahtzee making a review about Tamagotchi Life. They both make the same point, but Yahtzee make it funnier. And he make actually not just a analysis about the whole thing about Tamagotchi Life being about not getting gay people, but he also said that besides that, the whole game is not that good either. Like,
Well, I
You
gotta.
still make he still make like a lady man. You make like a man with a cock on his face.
That's a stupid debate because you could just go to the Me Creator and create a manly looking woman or something, and then go to
Yeah,
Tamagotchi Chat Life and upload it, and still have like your male partner or whatever.
yeah. I mean, Tamagotchis don't have genitals.
Yeah, and no character in video games is technically have genitals because they're not programmed with them. But no, it's ridiculous, really.
Well,
Well,
Uh oh.
that game is
I mean,
just it's just
for the exception
shitty.
of
Oh.
Among Your Friends, for the exception of Among Your Friends, they have genitals.
hmm Well, I mean, Metal Gear Solid 2 with Raiden's naked scene. When you keep trying to punch, you could actually pause it and see that there's nothing there.
No, the Among Your Friends, they have junk.
They really do.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
that's
I mean,
it has swinging.
yeah. Well, I mean, and you can also do that for like the Saints Row series. I think 3 and 4 both have mods where you can turn off filtering on naked body parts. So
Yeah, but Saint Row does have genitals because the sex appeal for men is penis size. So you can see their penis grow. Supposedly, you cannot see it like explicitly, but they tell you there's a penis there and it's big.
I mean, God. I
well, in
mean, gender in
general, I
games
mean
doesn't.
that game is just meant to make perfect beings. So
Yeah.
Well, that's most character creators.
yeah. Well, yeah, true enough.
Mhm.
For
Except
the
for Saints Row
exception
2.
of the Sims.
I don't.
Well,
Someone got me Saints Row 2 recently, and that character creator is ugly as shit.
that's
Yeah,
most.
the 3 and the 4 is really good.
It's like Skyrim, not Skyrim, Oblivion. That you can try as much as you can, but you'll usually end up with a pretty ugly character.
Yeah.
Especially
Well,
male. Like I could always make girls look gorgeous or acceptable at least, but men, I cannot. I cannot look at a face and go like, yeah, I'm okay with that.
well,
Yeah.
I love the one in Dragon's Age Inquisition. You can make the most girly man as an elf.
Oh,
Of course,
Beautiful man.
that game. I don't
I just
know
want to
who
be
did. I
tough
don't
on
know
it.
who did the graphics, like the overall graphics for that, but like the facial designs are just really bad. It doesn't matter who it is. Like,
I had a picture of it actually. Now that you mention it, still it compares it with Silent Hill 3 back in 2004,
Oh yeah.
and, and Silent Hill 3 still looks better.
Well, the beautiful graphics are things like in Terra
hmm
Online. Those are beautiful graphics. They say actually.
hmm
They say that those
Oh,
are really gorgeous
like
graphics when it comes to textures.
the Dark Souls character creator is really good though, because it
Really?
uses the bars. Yeah, you could make the girliest looking man if you wanted to. You can make him look realistic. You can make him look anime if you wanted to as well. So the character creator really is for like both WRPG and JRPG fans. So every now and then you'll be playing with a pigtail schoolgirl or something. Not that they're school uniforms, but like her face, like anime style. And then you'd be playing the next round with a barbarian West RPG looking guy. And they have like a bar for masculinity and femininity. They even have a hormones bar too.
What? Really? What is that?
Yeah.
this is this
Who
is
the
the
fuck?
Nick Floor guy, Professor Nick Floor, apparently.
The one-winged
Oh,
angel.
here. Oh yeah. Sorry.
I
That is
really want to
funny.
make a twink. I really want to make a medieval twink on one of those games.
An evil twink. Yeah, you could probably make that easy in Dark Souls.
Evil twink, I mean a medieval twink.
Twink, as if in like young gay guy.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, you can do it in Dark Souls. Dark Souls, you
I
can do anything.
I mean, I want. That's why I like The Sims. People play The Sims because besides trying to drown your characters, you want to as realistic like as cool as possible. And the Sims you can make monsters basically.
No,
Have,
oh
have
no.
I,
When I play The Sims, I always try to make the most physically appealing characters I can.
I was
I
gonna say,
like to make
have I
guys
said
with
that
big
Dark
asses.
Souls? Did,
What?
did I say that Dark Souls 2 has a gender swap coffin?
Yeah. Once
Okay, cool.
you said that you didn't know why you keep changing genders.
Oh yeah, it had me confused. It made me restart my game 3 times and
Yeah.
reinstall it at least twice because I thought the game was glitching on me or something. Because the game doesn't tell you shit, you know. And then since you're fully armored, you don't notice the change basically.
Yeah, I want a twink and I want a bear. I mean, I would love. That was one of the things that just I wanted Dragon's Age Inquisition just because I wanted to make the Twinkies elf and they tried to ride the bull. I wanted to see that.
Actually, a twink elf isn't a bad idea since they already look all young and whatnot.
Yeah, and ride the bull. I mean, that thing. There was like a really funny image about riding the bull. It was like somebody said, "How is romancing the bull, the Iron Bull in Dragon's Age Inquisition?" And it was a picture of a hamster eating a banana, and
I've seen
basically
that
saying
one.
that you're going to get destroyed by this man because it's a bull. I mean, he's a bull, and bulls are known for having big penises.
Wolves? I thought
And
they
he's
were known for.
huge,
Okay.
and he's huge. I mean, he's huge and tall. He has horns and all of that. And you are just a little bit twink elf. I mean,
I think you could do that in Final Fantasy 14. I think there's an option to make really young characters too. Like the Neko girls look really young too, like probably 14, 16 or
yeah,
so.
I show you the alien in Terra online that you can make
Hmm.
basically prepubescent girls.
Hmm.
And I would love to see prepubescent boys. I don't think that Chota is very common on this type of game.
That's true. That's true.
That would be really interesting, making Chota characters. It would be
Well,
really weird.
well, Japan is having problems with Shota and Lolicon themselves over there,
Yeah,
so it's going to be a while until that calms down over there.
Well,
yeah,
and it's a. I mean, it's gotten to the point where they're trying to attack even fucking cartoons.
yeah, just
Yeah.
anime in general.
It's like I don't like lolicon myself or whatever that is, but at least they're looking at that and not real prepubescent people.
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. No, I don't like Lolicon myself, and I don't agree with it. But I mean, it's just a drawing, man, and it really doesn't mean it's like saying violent video games make you violent or whatever.
Yeah.
People
I mean,
people usually grow out of it.
actually, Japanese people were thinking about creating robots for pedophiles, robots with the shape of children, so
Yeah,
pedophiles could molest
yeah.
them and not actual children. And actually, in Japan, of course, the whole Shinto thing that
Hmm.
actually will work because Japanese people actually believe that the robots might have souls.
Hmm.
So, because pedophiles are not just pedophiles because just they want to bang children, they also fall in love with children. They
Hmm.
cannot help it. So they might help these people by doing these robots, by creating tiny waifus, by creating this kind of sex dolls. Might help them. And
This is.
instead of like just demonize them, they actually are trying to help them.
Hmm.
It's much better response than most Western countries give the issue.
That's true.
Actually, people, I mean, pedo bear is something funny everywhere. Same like once people realized what pedo bear was, they flipped their shit. I mean, like, oh my god, how can you have this image of this bear who is a pedophile?
Well, how can you have a image macro of a wolf that tears people apart?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Same with violence.
It's like Herbert the pervert from Family Guy.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh
It's an
yeah, the
actual
same
thing.
thing exactly. It's a satire piece on it, and it's intended to be a joke. It doesn't
Yeah.
really just symbolize that you're a pedophile or whatever. You just have a good laugh with it. Ah,
That's
that's three
funny.
W's. Yeah. And Pedo Bear is a classic internet. There's no way they're gonna get rid of Pedo Bear.
I mean, I watch lately. I watch Boku no Pico.
Hmm.
A lot of people have say that you shouldn't watch that like that anime because it just is straight shouta hentai. It's actually really boring.
Ah, I don't know. It's
There's
the thing
not
with
as
people.
controversial of people like say, "Oh my God, I have read worse shouta
It's
anime."
it, it's like Kiss Exist that people were making such a big deal over incest, and they're his stepsisters basically. The
Oh,
problem with the series, it's his stepsisters, not his real sisters. The thing that gets to people is that the parents cheer the guy on basically, and he's like, yeah, yeah, you're just like me, and you know your mom, or basically, it sounds weird, and her mom there because he's the dad's kid, and then the mom has the girl twins, and then the mom just doesn't care. And of
Well,
course,
and like,
it's
what's the
hentai.
anime?
It's
What's
weird.
the Yeah, it's like what's the anime where like there's the one set of parents with the main female protagonist who decides to hook up with another couple and switch spouses who has a son who becomes the female protagonist's love interest or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know, but that reminds me. That reminds me that Metal Gear also had sort of like a chapter like that, where Otacon was actually sleeping with his stepmother, and because of that, his father died drowning in a pool, and then his sister developed a love complexity with him, stepsister also. So incest isn't a weird thing in Japan, really. It's just another theme to explore.
Besides, it's
Yeah.
not the scene. It's not incest because they're not
They're
blood.
not related. Yeah, they're not related. But over here in the West, just once you sign a paper, you're officially mother or father or whatever, which is technically retarded. But you know how it's seen, basically.
I mean, in here, in teenage girls write actual erotica about actually fucking their brothers. I mean, like pretend brothers. Like they make like novels, real novels about sister fucking their brothers, like their blood brothers.
Well,
And in Japan, Japan tends to be really conservative about things. They don't, and they're actually more conservative than we are. And we think that they're weird.
it's
I mean,
cause
the fact
okay.
that they don't show pubic hair, and that's the way they are trying to attack anime because they see these girls who have big breasts, but they have no pubic hair, so they think that they're minors because they cannot show the pubic hair.
Oh yes, that is why porn stars have the hair usually. I'm
Mm.
pretty sure. Let me look that up actually, because I've always wondered that.
I mean, the whole like Hotline Miami with the whole rape scene, which I think is pretend rape scene. I mean, it's supposed to be a movie or supposed to what it is supposed
Yeah.
to be.
It's
And
it's supposed to be just like a movie, and they don't even show anything. Like literally, um the guy apparently I didn't go and watch the scene myself, but apparently the guy just um pretends to mount the female, and then they say cut, essentially.
that's the thing. I don't think that rape in a video game is wrong as long as they do it tastefully. I mean, if they say that the evil guy is going to attack the girl, and then you don't see the act, you just see, oh my god, and you see the close, like the door closing. That's tasteful.
Well,
You know,
well, I
it's
don't
an
know.
implicit thing. I don't really mind as long as
Mhm.
it's supposed to like create a context.
Like especially in horror, like themes like that applies well in horror because it just adds to a scary scene, and people just take it out of context. Like I don't know if you guys know, but Silent Hill Downpour has some heavy pedophile themes in it,
No,
and
really, I watched the play. I watched the gameplay, but I haven't reached the part of the. Well, I think it has to do with children. With the
Yeah, what
mines?
happened? What? I don't know. Do you mind spoilers? Spoiler alert.
No. With the mine? No, I don't care.
Okay. Well, what happens is that at the start of the game where he kills that guy.
Yes.
Well, that guy was raped his kid, and that's why he was going to. He got caught on purpose in jail, so he could go into the jail and kill him because he wasn't happy with the sentence or whatever.
Ah.
And it goes into all that. Like it goes into an orphanage, and he even has to read a poem that is quite literally disturbing. And the poem is about pedophilia. It's about
No.
touching a little. It's about touching a little girl named Sue, and it has some heavy pedophile things that was never talked about, and it was never found controversial. I don't know why.
Because that game fell under the radar, and besides,
Yeah.
most people were just talking about how shit the graphics looked.
That's
I
true.
like
But
that game. Didn't look bad.
it,
I liked
it,
It was
it,
weird. I mean,
it's all right.
I don't mind
mean,
it myself, but
it would have done better if it wasn't a Silent Hill game, to be honest.
yeah.
It could have
They
probably
put
done
Silent Hill.
better.
They just put Silent Hill like on everything. They could
Like,
just
look,
put Silent
that's
Hill on Wake, and it would have seen like
that's
a Silent Hill novelization. I don't know.
that's why I liked Silent Hill 4, because Silent Hill 4 was trying to spin off from Silent Hill and try to show you that the Silent Hill shit could happen somewhere else, so they could start doing their own things in different places.
Which
But
one
no,
is the one with the silent? Is with the one with the trucker?
that's Silent Hill Origins. Okay, it's called the Boogeyman Rhyme. Let me see if it loads so I could read it.
Well, there's Origins, there's Homecoming, there's the number 3 with there's the one with Alisa.
It's it's 8 games. 1, 2, 3, 4. Homecoming, which is 5. Origins, Shattered Memories, Downpour, and Book of Memories. But Book of Memories is a spin-off more than anything else, as well as Shattered Memories.
Okay.
Okay, the poem goes, poor little Stephen Skelter, even the chaplain won't forgive you. Forever lies your pleading cries, but Susie knows you felt her. Nowhere left for you to run, every fault laid bare in the open, along with your skin splayed out within. Once the monster has his fun, take heed, it's not too late. Mistakes needn't haunt you forever. Though you have to regret, you can't just forget. You alone decide your fate. I don't.
What is the images that come out? I mean, there are monsters in Silent Hill Downpour that are basically a woman like crime
Okay.
but
women.
those are the nurses. There's the
No, there are no
No, there's no
nurses.
nurse. There's no nurses in that one.
There's women. There's like the typical ghost women
Let me see.
with black hair.
Those ones, I'm not sure. I think the screaming
they
woman is
represent?
supposed to. I think it represents his wife when she was breaking down or whatever. But I could be wrong because Homecoming's not Homecoming. Downpour's monsters were weird. There were only like 5 designs, which is the least monsters in the series, basically. Other than
Yeah, they look like ghosts mostly.
Yeah, they're mostly ghosty because literally Downpour is the spooky game of the Silent Hill one because they were trying to do something different. They had the Screamers, which was that lady, and then they had the mannequins, which looked weird. Let's see.
I hate screamers. I hate anything that screams.
Yeah, Screamers were annoying as all hell. Here we go, the Screamer.
There are the women. The
It could
oh,
represent.
number 4. Ah, number 4 is the one with the. What is the one with the room?
The Room.
Yeah, Silent
the
Hill, the
room.
room.
That one's just called the room, right?
No, that was Silent Hill 4, The Room. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be its own title, but they slapped on the Silent Hill stuff so they could be sure that it would sell. But like I said, that game takes place outside of Silent Hill.
Yeah, but it's like inside outside.
Yeah, you go into certain places where it's Silent Hill, but it's all a memory basically, and it's happening in an apartment. Okay, yeah, the screamer is supposed to represent his wife, and
Oh
then it could
yeah.
also she could also represent a police siren apparently, and the female cop's father's murder. Like Silent Hill, like I said, Silent Hill Homecoming's symbolism is thrown around like they didn't work that well when it came to the symbolism. They
Yeah,
try to they try to work better with the story, but the story just ended up being a mess.
I mean,
Well, and
I so
most of those games, I mean, they had a really good first run, but then after that the stories got progressively worse and worse. At least if you
like
ask me.
Resident Evil. I like
Well,
those games
well,
anyway.
what
Well,
happened with Silent Hill is that after the fourth one, they switched to a Western company, and
Oh
we
yeah,
all know that Westerns, when they get Japanese horror or Eastern horror, they can't translate it right for shit because it requires a lot of look into their horror and their occult because it's very different from
yeah,
our horror. Like they believe in that it's all one dimension basically, and we could just shift here and there. Meanwhile, we believe it's like different planes of existence, and that's why Silent Hill got so confused. Because Silent Hill is technically happening all in one world, but you shift into the dream world every night. It's confusing as all hell. But it also takes elements from other occult beliefs, like European beliefs and dream beliefs from the Native Americans, because that's the main thing about Silent Hill. Silent Hill is Native American spirits and whatnot. It's quite
yeah,
Silent Hill is quite literally built upon the Indians' spiritual grounds or whatever, where they would go and visit the dead or whatever.
yeah.
yeah. Which is actually for Latin Americans is very common. The
Yeah,
babies,
very. But
like
it's
you can
important.
see that everywhere. There's ghosts everywhere,
Hmm.
everywhere.
You could also tell the change and shift with the monsters. Like if you look at the monster designs from the first four Silent Hills and then compare them to the new ones are overly designed and they look like a lot more like monsters rather than disfigured what the fuck am I looking at shit.
Yeah, I mean, Pyramid Head has suffered a lot of changes.
Well,
And
well, Pyramid had just got sexier basically, and
yeah,
then
that's one of the changes I see. What do you think is that? Do you think that's because they say, oh, girls like Pyramid Head, put him more, keep putting him. Like, doesn't matter that he doesn't fit in the story. We need him to put him because girls like him and they sexualize him, so they're going to buy the game.
well, no, it's not only girls like him. I like him personally. I have a tattoo of that motherfucker on my back. But
Yeah, but there's like gay
he,
guys and girls like to sexualize him.
he's
I think
yeah, of
that's
course, because I don't know why they like to sexualize him so much. Because he's quite literally rape and murder incarnate. So if anything, he should be what you should be afraid of. But I think that's part of his appeal and whatnot.
yeah. I mean,
My
women
okay,
read
my
50
my
Shades of Grey and get women
my
get the beat
my
them.
wife is my wife is nodding at me like hell yeah, he's sexy.
Yeah, he's sexy.
Yeah.
He's
I
rapey.
think I'm
He's sexy. You
He
will
says
let him.
hi.
There's actually a meme, like a meme that says, like, let me search it, like, you will let him rape you
Oh
too.
wow.
Like, don't lie. It's
Oh
really
wow,
fucked up.
the
Women have
early
rape. Women have rape fantasies. That's why he is sexy because he is part of the rape fantasy.
I was reading that that's fairly common in women to have rape fantasies or something like that. Not sure
Of
if that's
course,
true.
just sexy rape, not like ugly guy rape.
Let me see. Oh wow, this looks cool. It's an early design on Pyramid Head and it looks more robotic than human. Let me show.
Have you
Yeah.
seen Silent Hill 2, the
Oh, of
movie?
course. Oh, oh god, the movies are all right. I mean,
No, no, the number
the
two one is horrible.
Oh, thank you. You agree? That's where the guy that looks like Milo is in there.
But the thing is that in the movie number two, they make Pyramid Head the hero.
Oh God, yes, they did that. I hated every second of that part. They make him look like they made him quite literally a white knight.
Yeah.
Well,
They basically, I mean, there's so like a. I watched the
Check that out.
that guy with the glasses. That guy with the glasses. No, it wasn't.
Vincent. Vincent.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, you seen that picture? That looks. That's the first time I've seen it. To be honest, it looks.
No,
bad.
I see it. It's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
So
like
the
the
thing
first design of him.
So I think I saw the like I watched the movie but before that I watched the review of oh my god, what's his name? Slop review. It's some kind of review, and basically every time Pyramid Head appeared in the review, they put the Enrique Iglesias song "Hero." And it's like, I can be your hero, baby.
That movie.
Play every time
Okay.
he appeared. That was fucking sick.
Do you know why that movie sucked a lot more than the first one? It's because it had two of the producers of the Resident Evil films at the head of it. That's why that film sucked.
What is the sexy rape meme? I'm trying
I
to
don't-
find the sexy
I don't
rape.
know. I don't know where that movie's heading. Like, if they make another one, they're gonna make Sean Bean into the James character, I assume.
They made it. In the end, they make everything. In the end.
Oh yeah.
In
That's
the end,
the
they
first
make
two movies
him.
well enough.
In the end,
The first
they make
movie
him
makes
the guy searching for his wife. Then they see she gets picked up by the trucker, and then after the end,
Murphy.
you see the school, but you see the prison bus.
Prison. Yeah, that
So-
movie just crammed a bunch of references at the end, so they could be like, "Please come back, please come back."
Well,
Where is it? Oh, here.
it wasn't a good movie, and like if you you were a fan of the book, I mean of the not book, of the game, but as a movie itself, I think it's actually pretty defendable, if you ask me.
I got a debate here and there. Like, some of the acting is really bad. Like this dude
Which one?
in the second Revelations movie.
Yeah, the
I literally showed this movie to horror friends of mine. Like, they do not like or know or not like they don't know anything about Silent Hill, and they're like, "What the fuck are we watching?" And I'm like, I just bought it to look at the monsters.
Well, I mean, true,
The
but
first one is good.
look at the entire thing overall. It's meant to be ridiculous. You know?
Okay, for
The first
example,
one was decent.
I gotta show you the review on the movie. Like, for example, at the start when the detective gets there, why is he so creepy? Like, he just doesn't plain out tell her, "Hey, they're trying to kill you" or whatever.
Yeah. Where is it? Oh my god, I lost it. There's a lot of. I'm trying to search images. Hello?
Yeah.
I'm trying to search images like about Pyramid Head and rape. Let me show you. I found like this meme. Like, it says it's a pyramid head. It says Pyramid Head. That's right. It's rape time.
Oh,
There's
look
the
at the
other
time.
one.
There's a
And
bunch.
there's this, like, Pyramid Head. The rape is strong with this one.
Here, I'm gonna give you guys this link, and I hope you guys watch it because these guys really put a lot of work into this video series, and they defragment and explain the entire Silent Hill experience. There you go, guys. Great
Yeah,
time.
Oh my god, who is the imbecile who dresses as Pyramid Head and comes out when there's like
Oh,
when
maybe
there's
yeah.
fog.
That's not the only picture. I've seen him like in a freeway too, like waving to people or whatever.
I will kill him. Like I will shoot him so hard. I would shoot
Dude,
him with a shotgun
I
in the
had
face.
I had the creepiest experience in San Antonio one day. Like San Antonio is a city, so you always see cars and whatnot. So one morning I got up like at 7, and I went out to the road, like the main road. There's no cars. Everything is closed. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I go to mom's place. Mom isn't home for some reason. And I'm like, okay. And I go to school to check on my brother. The school's closed, and there's a pickup that swings by, and I don't see the person in the pickup. And I'm like, what the? And it's foggy, by the way. It's foggy as all hell. And I'm like, oh no, it finally happened. I landed in Silent Hill. I'm going crazy. And no, what happened? It was a day off, and I guess there was an activity or something in the morning in the city or whatever, and most people were out. But I got home almost scared because I didn't see a single car except for that one pickup without anything inside it.
Well, there was that one
Yeah.
story that I saw about a cosplayer who dressed up like Pyramid Head and stood outside his house on the road in his hometown. And it just happened that day that it was foggy, so
Mhm.
like it was the perfect effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pyramid Head real life. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, but he went
Uh,
relatively sexy over time. But he
you,
just kept that.
like Pyramid Head is not really rape if you let him do it, and you know you would.
The fucking pyramid
Or
head.
rape, just bend over
I
now
I
and
can't.
save yourself the trouble. Well, it's true.
I
That's true. Just let
I
him rape. Just
I want.
okay?
I
Oh
can't
yeah,
wait
that
for
one.
Anita. I
This
can't
That
wait
one.
for her.
Yes, that one right there.
Yeah, yeah, that one's good. But I've seen another one, not that necessary one. I was gonna say that I can't wait for Anita to talk about Pyramid Head.
Oh my
Pissed off all the
god.
fangirls.
Oh my god. If he picks up the fangirl, she will die.
Oh, she's lucky she hasn't touched Sephiroth and whatnot too.
Oh yeah. I mean, you touch the gamer girls. The gamer girls are like Justin Bieber fans.
No, the way
Yep.
the way that she's going, she's not going back to her feminist frequency videos. She's
No.
not. She's got her media attention. She's going to stick with the media attention and whore it out
Yeah.
like Jack Thompson.
Yep.
That's why Josh McIntosh actually was the one to present the 25 invisible benefits video because Anita's not going to make another damn video. I can promise you that.
Anita quit on Macintosh. That'd be great. Oh God.
It says OG Salon is now defending incest.
What?
Nothing. I'm just having. They're asking me why I think I hate myself,
We could.
and I
We
tell
can still.
them,
Thank you, Stoll. Yeah, yeah, we were seeing everything you were doing.
Yeah. There you go.
Give me a second. Let me see if I can find a picture of my
"Oh my
pyramid head.
new." Oh, shut up! Shut up! My cat is calling me.
Oh, Stoll, you saw that suit moving in action, right?
Which one?
The Intel dress, the spider dress.
Oh
Um,
yeah. That
Okay,
that was strange.
it moves like a fucking spider or something like that, and then this is the suit that's supposed to protect their personal space. Everybody's gonna be looking at her.
Well, everyone's going to be avoiding her, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, sure, but I mean, if the point is to protect her personal space, why draw the attention, right? I mean,
Well,
come on.
actually, no, scratch that. It won't protect her personal space. They're going to throw her to the ground, rip off her dress, and run away with all the fancy electronic stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's quite literally wearing money on your shirt.
It's like taping $100 bills all over your person and saying, "Don't rape me."
or don't
Yeah.
steal from me.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, if they did it in a more concealed form so that,
Well,
no one really
this is
knows.
This is why I think Intel is trolling. It just seems like a bad troll. They make a lingerie non-attention dress or something. I mean, it's weird.
Who
Well, and
is
it's high
that? Wait,
fashion,
wait,
I
wait.
think. I think it's just a statement like their stupid promotional their stupid diversity promotional bullshit. Like it's not very effective. They don't have very good partners for it. It's it's
It's
not.
gonna
It's like they're trying to save their ass right now for some reason from the people who will never buy their product.
Who is Marcus person?
Ian Marcus, Delayed
Marcus
Marcus.
person. He's the one that does Minecraft.
Oh, Notch.
Notch? Oh yeah. He apparently
Did he
is
go to jail?
around the Sweden area, so he's on the right. He's very ignorant of what Gamergate actually is. So yeah, unfortunate, but at least he's off. He's not doing any game development currently. Like
Oh.
he's left Mojang and everything. So
That pop up. Hello.
Yeah.
You guys here?
yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. I tried to upload the screen share of the pyramid head tattoo I got. I don't know if it's visible or not.
Oh no, all we can see is black.
All right.
Oh, there we go. There we.
Oh,
It went,
let me reset it again. Cause I closed it thinking it wasn't gonna work. Yeah, that thing hurt like a motherfucker. It took me like 4 hours and it's not even finished.
like all good
Is it up?
cosplay should be.
Oh,
There we go.
I can't minimize it. That's why. Yeah. So yeah, I love that motherfucker. He's a cool ass monster, really.
Who? What?
Huh?
Sorry, what?
Oh no, I was just showing the pyramid head tattoo that he's cool.
Oh, I was watching my new Tumblr.
I'll link you later or something. I don't. I should have you guys in my game folders and whatnot. I saw a couple of other spiritual Macintoshes this week. I didn't
Oh
try to post
yeah.
them.
No, did you
Holy
watch
shit.
you read the one that he says that gamers have never been oppressed and never will?
Wait, what? Weren't we the
Yeah,
ones making being fun
I
of
saw
nerds?
that one. I didn't. I really don't. I don't try to pay attention to him, so it's like, that's
Macin-
It's like,
Macintosh is just that white kid that got the best dank and fried his brain accidentally with
yeah.
it in the wrong way. He was like, guys, have you ever noticed that all these games are sexist?
Troll face, troll face, troll face.
Exactly. But I mean, Jesus Christ, that guy just says the stupidest shit all the time. I'm glad I'm blocked from his profile. I
Yeah.
checked the other sites out, but I'm not blocked from Feminist Frequency. I'm not blocked in any other major SJW site, Twitters.
Well, and I think I don't. I think it actually not all of them are using the block list. So, because they still want to make the most amount of ruckus, and you need people to see your tweets to make ruckus.
And of course, that clickbait.
Well, yeah, essentially.
Hmm.
So I mean, I don't think I mean it. I think it. In fact, that's why I think it's odd that he's even blocking people instead of just reporting them outright.
Hmm.
Because if he wanted to, he could just report them outright and get it, and
You don't lose
not
the
have to
followers.
limit his audience.
Hmm. It also makes you look bad too.
Oh, him look bad? Ha! He already does.
Yeah, that's true. They have a hell of a hug box over there and a hell of an echo chamber. but not as good as ours.
Yeah, both sides at this point have a hug box, but that's
Yeah.
mostly because they refuse to conversate.
Mhm. Mhm.
Which one?
Well,
Like, which is hug about?
hug
I'd argue
boxes.
both have. I'd argue at this point that both have a pretty solid hug box, but
Yeah, which one is ours? And which people?
Let's see. I
I
wouldn't
have
say we're.
seen.
I wouldn't say we don't much have a hug box, but a lot of hug boxes. Where you got, for example, the shills and the anti-shills. Like, there's people that want to call out people, and other people saying, like me, that to ignore it and just focus on the task in hand. And that itself creates its own factions, and those factions follow their own rules. And that's in itself an echo chamber and a hug box, too. But that's
well, and
everything.
you also
That's
get
how society works, really.
well, and you'll also get things where like someone will like tweet out some unverified claim, and then like it'll go viral like the whole Anita Sarkeesian working on Mirror's Edge 2 did, and it'll go insane without anyone verifying it or anything like that, and
Well, you
that's
see,
that's a result of Hugbox,
yes.
something put out, and then an automatic faith that that information is correct. So
That
And then
that
I live in a hug box.
that caused some conflict the other day. I'm not sure if it was the Gamergate Ultras page, but they posted the Saving Private Ryan Kotaku article that was fake. That it
No,
had
there was they said it was a satire.
no, it was a fake article. It wasn't real. I think it was modded apart. I read it on Funny Junk that it wasn't real. And I went in there and I said like, well, it's a fake. And some dude was fighting like, oh well, what does it matter if it's fake or not? And I'm like, well, it's it's gonna give us how do I say this, negative? I'm not gonna say negative media because we already have negative media, but like more of a negative view that we're like the Mirror's Edge Anita stuff. We don't want it to spin it out of control, and then it turns out to be fake, and it just makes us look worse, basically.
well, and it's also we're spending our time on something that isn't true, and
Uh
trust and verify. There's
huh.
real uh, there's real things going on right now in the gaming world that we should be worried about, and instead we're you know they
Which
they
one?
want to pay attention to this fake stuff. Like
Hmm.
that doesn't gel with me.
What's up,
Which
Sam?
one? I don't see anything. That's the problem.
It was supposed to be a Saving Private Ryan pick. Like I
No,
said, it could have
I
been the
know,
game.
but which ones are the things that we are supposed to concentrate that are happening? We don't see them.
I mean, see, he could have eliminated them, but he posted me like, what does it matter if it's fake or not? And I went into the details, and he tried to counter me back. Eventually, I just let it go. It also happened. I forgot the other situation I got involved in. Cloud Atlas. Who's that?
I need to go soon.
All right. Thank you
Alrighty.
for coming on, Tamata.
No,
This was good.
I'm still not leaving. Wait. I'm like,
Let me see if I can help you locate that too. It's just I have a lot of notifications because I keep joining groups and groups and groups. Anti-SJW, real anti-SJW. I didn't know there was a fake one.
I have a new Tumblr.
I don't even
You
know
want
how to use
to
Tumblr.
do you want to share that too, Samantha?
No,
No? Okay.
because I'm going to post nudes on that. I'm
Okay.
not going to separate them. I'm going to post nudes.
So what's your Tumblr? I'm kidding.
If
Someone
you
dared me to
wanna
make a
know,
Tumblr.
yeah,
I
it's actually
tried,
fun.
I tried, but I didn't understand it, so I just abandoned it and just started posting video game lewds on it. Nobody's ever seen any of it.
If I ever did, though, I totally create a Gunkin um, profile just so that I could go around looking for instances where someone says triggered and say that's offensive.
Hmm. I was gonna make a Dino-kin profile. I made that joke.
I'm not
I'm
going to.
dinosaur kin.
I'm not going to post. I'm not going to post porn on my site. I'm going to post butts.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, whatever you want to. Tumblr apparently you can do that stuff on Tumblr.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, you can post porn on Tumblr.
yeah, you can. Correct.
I love it.
You know, I can't find that post for my life.
Oh wow.
What do you find?
I'll screen cap this. This is kind of fun.
Uh-oh, lol seems insured.
Like, so this is the ABC video, and then look who's all commented. Shoe1head,
Yeah,
Total
and
Biscuit, Sargon, Karen,
yeah.
Oh wait, they're
there's
back
Mr.
up?
Epsilon.
Oh, everybody's joining in.
Yeah.
All the big
That's
people,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, there's like 10,000 again.
Nah, these people are screwed. They had no idea with what they were messing with. They
Oh,
thought
and
we
then
were just gonna give up.
ABC decided to
Jump in?
censor stuff. So
Was it ABC or was it people flagging it?
I'm not sure at this point. Um,
As I was reading throughout the comments to be careful not to blame ABC because it could have been the flagging, but it doesn't really rule out that it was ABC. We all know how ABC is with this.
Well, it could be. I mean, it could have just been the people over at the Nightline, because Nightline is its own show.
Oh,
So,
I see.
I mean, it could be anyone at this point. But apparently, comments were flagged or taken down or whatever. So, I mean, it's still a
Well, like,
shitty situation. Whoever did it.
So,
for the life of Gamergate.
you want me to give you my? I give you my Twitter handle. Do you want me to give you my Tumblr handle?
Well, just the stuff. Because I want to post your details in um the description so that people can go follow you. So I mean, if you want people to go to your Tumblr account, then sure, go
Yeah,
ahead. But
there has to be like gay gamers who want to see ads. Probably.
well,
Okay.
yeah,
I
I mean,
cannot
there has to
find
be.
it.
I mean, like there's a lot of not their children.
okay, yeah. So
And actually, I posted that picture on my Twitter now, so it has everywhere.
did you guys see the picture just now or
No.
Which one?
no? Oh, okay. Well, here I'll do it again.
I love your post about wanting to have like this lighter with the neckbeard.
Oh, you weren't kidding. Is guy butts right off the bat?
Yeah.
Can you guys see it now?
Actually,
Because I can't
yeah.
switch away from this.
Okay, let me see.
Like,
Let me see.
it's like yeah, CTV issue.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Shoe1head and all these.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna jump in that fray, actually.
Targon.
Karen, there's Mr. Epsilon right there.
Thunderfoot. Oh my God, Thunderfoot just hits home.
Oh God, it's like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Oh, and then yeah, just everyone but just jumped in there. That's
You actually got on my Twitter, on my Tumblr, and
It's-
saw both?
Huh?
Adam, do you just
Yeah,
Adam? You just
I
got
added-
on my Twitter
I-
and saw an app?
Give me a second. Give me a second. I added your new Twitter and your Tumblr as well.
Yeah. I'm not going to post porn. I'm not going to post porn. I don't like to post porn, but I might post like a penis or something.
Well, you already posted porn with the guy's butt, but I know that isn't considered porn nowadays. But
No,
it's a
it's
guy.
not porn. That's a nude. That's my twink. That's my favorite twink.
Same field of science. That's my
Yeah.
only debated.
That's my favorite twink. Is Andy Taylor. I love that twink. It's like so weird. I don't know if I want him or if I
Holy
want
shit!
to be him.
Alpha Omega Sin is leading the cause here. 476 likes.
What?
In the YouTube video, Sin is leading the group basically with 476 likes.
And
he
he's
just
what?
says, huh?
And what he's saying?
ABC News and Anita are a complete fucking joke. Screw this video. Simple and down to the point.
Yeah, well, that's all you have to really say. That's the beauty of it all.
Alpha Omega Sin has a big following, even bigger than Anita's. Plus, he's got the metalheads against them now. Because if anybody's gonna mass up, it's gonna be the metalheads. Those guys are experts at fighting SJWs.
Yeah. How can they say that metal is conservative? Metal has never been conservative. It's always been rebellious.
Because
they don't care about politics. Or if they do care about politics, only certain bands care about politics. It's more about the music.
No, it's not just. I mean, they have been rebellious against gender norms and all of that.
Remember
the whole hair metal movement. It was guys becoming feminine and wearing makeup, and they were trying to rebel against that.
This new wave of
they don't know nothing.
It's just, remember, their definition of discrimination or whatnot, if it's a woman that looks too sexy or it's always being sexually exploited, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If it falls under that criteria, you're technically conservative in the patriarchy sense, basically.
Yes, with the whole. Do you saw the controversy over the milk ads from like Coca-Cola because the dresses were made of milk? Mostly had the idea that they were made of milk and they were too sexy. Those women were supposed to be naked, and they say no, they're wearing dresses. But those dresses are made of milk. Well, they're dresses anyway.
It's weird. It's like Anita is another type. It's a weird strain of conservative, basically.
Yeah, somebody call it the new wave of neo-Victorianism.
Yep. It's like they went so liberal they conserved, basically.
No, they went so liberal they went into Victorian era conservative. Not just conservative, they're Victorian era conservative with the whole banning of porn, the
banning
fetish
of porn.
You
can't show women getting killed.
You cannot do. There's banning of prostitution now. That they are just going to do everything that those like crazy conservative Victorian people era did because they think that sex is evil. Because they think that sex is the patriarchy.
I was going to say, I don't know why people are finding such a big surprise on how corrupted the real media is when the movie Anchorman 2 explained how news went to shit so quickly, basically.
Well, and with all this sex negative stuff, I mean, it's just repetition of history. I mean, even in the first wave of feminism, one of the very first issues that feminists were no, I shouldn't say feminists because they weren't really feminists. They were female rights activists, at least, or they called themselves, or really, I should say, even suffragists.
Okay, just continue.
Accurate, but anyways, they the first successful thing that they did was essentially defeat this law that enabled policemen to go around and round up prostitutes to check them for STDs, because sailors would go frequent them and then get STDs, and they called that sexist.
So
So
they
I mean,
rather have STDs.
well, so they'd rather, and and that's where all the rhetoric, the anti-prostitution rhetoric started.
Actually, the whole prohibition thing was because men were getting drunk, and not just because they were beating their wives, but also because they wanted to have sex with their wives, and they didn't want that. They wanted to have a man who could provide for them, but they just wanted to have like this man who just wanted to accept the fact that they were not going to have sex with him. It was just a provider and their children, and that's it. It's like women in the whole sex negative movement, they don't like sex. They don't like men, basically, either.
Yeah, which I mean, they shouldn't really be talking about. I mean, they really shouldn't be talking then.
I keep reading.
Oh my god, I hate her.
I keep reading people writing 17,000 dislikes, but I only see 10,000. Is this accurate? Yeah.
I have no idea.
Justin, let me screen cap this so I can show you guys. Because you can't remove likes, can you?
Gross.
You can actually. You can, but I don't think they would be able to. I don't think they would be able to change the amount of likes. Is the thing.
Let me see. Are you guys seeing it?
Yes. Now we are.
Right here, 17,000 dislikes, and then here's another one saying 17,000 dislikes right here. So I don't know.
They're deleting. I think they're deleting things.
Yeah, they've been deleting a lot, but not sure if that 17,000 is accurate or not. Because up here it only says 10,596, but that was more or less what it was when I hit the dislike button, basically. Down to 582 likes. Aw, that's pitiful. Sorry, SJWs. We win this round.
Oh, we win every round.
Well, we lost the Intel round, so.
Well, but Intel's about to lose that round.
Yeah, they're about.
Intel already lost their shareholder round.
So. Yeah, didn't they lose some money or stockholders or something like that?
Oh yeah, it took a huge dip.
Okay, so I need to go now. Really need to go.
All right.
Nice talking to you, Sam.
Well, thank you for that, Samanta.
I'll soon see you guys. Maybe I'll call you video hangouts.
Okay. Yeah.
Of
Maybe
course.
we're going to talk about movies. We can talk about movies.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Talk about like relationships.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know. Do you ever have had a girlfriend?
No, remember, I'm a misogynist gamer in my late 30s with a neckbeard, so no, I don't know.
No, that's me. That's me. That's not you.
Oh, I'm a gamer? Oh no, who am I?
Yeah, so I really need to go to sleep. Maybe tomorrow we can continue.
All right.
I need to
just go ahead.
I need to continue with my thesis. I haven't done anything. I've been
Just go ahead and message me what time, because then I can prepare.
Okay.
Yeah, just message me whenever. I'm always on my phone or whatever, so I'll pick up your message and probably jump in as soon as I can.
Okay.
All right. Take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So is this you and me, Mr. Stoll? What's the next thing we're tackling?
Well, I suppose, we could do the PC gamer thing. That's actually a bit of good news that we could talk about.
Okay, what happened with PC Gamer? I know they've been in the shit and out of the shit. Are they based or not? I'm not sure.
Well, so what happened is, first, some idiot decided to post an article calling the term PC master race a Nazi slur.
Okay, yes, I read about that. Seems ridiculous.
And then they went digging, and it turns out that idiot also was married to a Ubisoft employee and was writing about Ubisoft products. And so then it seemed like PC Gamer was then going on the defensive and removing evidence, like they were deleting all these different articles from him that where he was talking about Ubisoft products, but then it came out that they revised their ethics code where they had to disclose that stuff. So yeah, so it's actually a case where Gamergate actually demanded that a publication be ethical, and the publication was like, "Oh yeah, let's actually be ethical."
That's good. That's around for us. It's sort of like how IGN did it after a good while. After a good while.
Yeah, well, with IGN, it took a little bit. This was immediate almost.
Yeah. Well, because I assume the links were a lot, straighter than IGN, because we basically didn't have anything on IGN, right?
I'm not sure what we had on IGN actually, but I know. Even other publications where we had a lot of things on them, like Kotaku, things like Gawker, they had to be forced to change even when we had so much evidence.
True. Well, of course, because they don't want to look bad, or they don't want to admit they're wrong. That's always a problem with I'm going to say publications. It happened with Zelda Informer the other day. I complained about them posting the Polygon article on Sheik's transgender issue, and I'm like, do you guys like splitting the community like this? You know that Polygon is a clickbait, right? They just called me biased or whatever towards them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just told them straight up, like, if you want to keep splitting your community and having them pissed off at each other debating like this over nothing, go ahead. I don't care. It's your publication. You're the ones that are going to lose readers eventually.
I've actually had to leave a few gaming groups since Gamergate started because turns out they were more SJW than I thought.
Yeah, that happened to me too. I've also had to block a couple of friends, and they're not because they're SJWs necessarily, but they're neutral and they just see Gamergate as a waste of time. And I'd rather just not go through the too long didn't read post and explaining to them why it's important or whatnot.
Well, I mean, if they're neutral and they don't see it as important, that's fine. But like,
Yeah, but
if
it was more like stop wasting your time on this shit, like really nosy shit or whatever.
eh, well, even then, I mean, then it's like, if you talk about something else with those people, you can't win everyone. But
Oh no, of course I don't like I don't speak usually with people. I just do the post, but every now and then I'll get a comment with somebody questioning me about why I'm wasting my time on this, and I find that a waste of time because I've been posting all this information not for shits and giggles, not because I hate feminists or I hate or whatever. It's because my gaming is getting ruined basically, or
yeah,
it's about to get ruined. But to be honest, my gaming won't be affected that much because it's Japan, and it's like hitting your head against a metal steel bar. It's not gonna bend no matter what. But it still pisses me off how the Western side is getting affected and how the communities are getting ruined. Like reviewers, even before SJWs got ruined by reviewers, because reviewers got this like snotty attitude that if the game has bad graphics, it sucks, etc., etc., etc. Which one's the best one? Which one's the worst one? When in reality, gaming is like food. There's no better one or worse one. It just depends on who you are and what you like. And that really has fractured the community because, before I would go to my friend and be like, hey, I have Chrono Trigger, and he'd be like, oh, I have Duke Nukem, and we'd be like, cool, and we'd trade games, and we'd come back and be like, oh, these games are awesome or whatever. And now I go to people and I go like, oh, I got Chrono Trigger, and they go like, oh, I don't like turn-based RPGs. I'm like, why? Well, they suck. They're not realistic or whatever. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Chess isn't realistic, but you could still play chess. And that's the whole point of the turn-based RPG fan page I made.
Yeah, I mean, it's if people don't have similar interests, I mean that's one thing. I mean, it's
Hmm?
it's I mean, I don't really fault people for that. I mean, it when you are so opinionated with certain hobbies, you there's just a point where you have to just start accepting that people aren't going to um, necessarily share your views.
Of course, I mean, like gaming is a big hobby, so now you got people from all over with different tastes and views, and most people like Call of Duty, I don't, and whatnot, and that's fine. But like, I find it like if I go into a forum and I see a Call of Duty post, I don't go and write Half Life for life or whatever, just so I could stir up the moment or whatever. I try to make my own Half-Life thread and try to talk there. That's the problem I have with Final Fantasy groups. I cannot make a post in which it doesn't end up with people debating which one is the best one, and that's what pisses me off because it used to not be like that. It used to be people talking about the game basically, but like, and I find it's the reviewers or whatever that like to pin people or not pin people, like to make things so pot stirring worthy. Like I said, like a lot of people like now to like if you go into a Zelda post, there's people debating. It always ends up with people debating which is the best Zelda. Like Alpha Omega said, it just turns into a shit post, and it's sad because it used to be about actual discussion.
Yeah, well,
That's
and
why.
that's a natural life cycle of a forum, I suppose.
Well, like I said, it used to not be like that. I remember there was a time in the internet, even V, where it used to actively discuss video games in the right way, but then all these different sites started pouring in and their own opinions and whatnot, and people started splitting and infighting took place, and that's like the natural state of the internet right now, which always ends up in infighting for some reason.
Well, but I mean, if if people are opinionated, that's going to happen.
No, true, true, true. It's not like I disagree with people that say that Final Fantasy is shit. What I disagree is why are you wasting your time coming into a Final Fantasy thread and calling it shit for all these different reasons? Because you're converting 0% of people.
It's not effective. It's certainly
Exactly.
not effective.
It makes you look like an idiot. It's wasting your time. And then if people come in and pawn your ass in a debate, then you just go like, "Oh, it's my opinion, man. I don't know why you're mad." Well, you're obviously throwing gas to the fire, you idiot.
Yeah, it's
It's the
it's a
same
stupid
with
idea.
it's the same with religion going into atheist boards and atheists going into religion boards. You're not doing shit. You're just wasting your goddamn time.
Well, and it's the see that's why I have such a problem with sort of inbred groups like specifically atheist online groups or specifically gamer online groups or specifically certain fandom online groups because if anyone wants to come and dispute that that show is good or that that viewpoint is correct, they'll get dogpiled because it's a 1-on-100 situation.
Hmm.
It doesn't encourage discussion at all, which is why it's a I just don't it's like at this point I think you know I'm involved of course in MRM groups, but MRAs tend to be more varied in position I find than even the atheists. But
Hmm.
between them and Gamergate, those are the only focus communities I'm a part of nowadays.
Like I got banned from a Smash Brothers forum for posting about Roy and wanting him in the next game. I swear, it's that fucking ridiculous on how bickering has taken over discussion. Like you go into a Smash Brothers board, and you see people complaining on all sides of the game. My character was nerfed. This character wasn't in. This character's too overpowered. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let's just try to play the game, guys, and talk about how we can master this game and learn how to play it instead of comparing it to the older ones or what it could have done better. Obviously, Nintendo did the best they could, but of course, it's impossible to debate with extremists.
Well, that's probably the number one reason why I don't go into the Smash Brother fandom anymore, because I just turn into that guy who'd make 50,000 posts about how fucked up the new Samus design is.
Oh, the heels got you.
Oh, it's the
Well,
heels,
wait, I think
the heels, the boob size, the skinnier armor, the entire thing is the
you'd
entire
lose
thing.
you'd lose your mind in Resident Evil then. Like every Resident Evil, they redesigned the character to make it look like nothing how it used to look like. Like it wasn't until probably Resident Evil 5 that they kept a stable look to the characters. But up until then, they were switching models, and like Chris Redfield from 5 and Chris Redfield from Code Veronica and Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 1 are completely different people.
Well, that's not necessarily the fact that they changed it isn't necessarily the problem. I mean, they changed it in from Prime to Super Smash Brothers Brawl, and I love the design from Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Well, you just didn't like it was too sexy or whatnot, which is understandable or
Well,
whatnot.
it's well, not even there. Like, I mean, I sort of have to, to not sound like a prude, I sort of have to sort of give my caveats. But
Mhm.
it's the original Samus design, or I should say, starting with Prime, because before it was a bit different. But starting with Prime, they gave Samus this very realistic look,
Well,
and it was
that's
sort of
what
refreshing. It was a more athletic body type. It was, she looked like an actual space marine.
that's
It,
true. But remember that Prime was Western too, and they redesigned the entire series there.
well, and it was a much better redesign, because this um, the the design now looks like a space Barbie, which I remember vividly watching, like Barbie
Let me see. Japanese. No, no, go for it. I'm listening.
was like I remember when I was younger, I would be forced to watch Barbie movies, and then there's this one memory I have very clearly where Barbie's running across a log in high heels, and I remember even then thinking that's just plain ridiculous, and so now that's Samus for me, essentially.
Well, I could agree with you with that perspective or whatnot, and I do agree with all the perspective too, because yeah, they did make her slightly more hotter and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm just the type of guy that just doesn't care, man. I mean, it's just a fictional character, and every character goes through redesign. Like going back to Resident Evil, Jill Valentine from Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil Remake, they Barbied the hell up out of Jill Valentine, and even then, it wasn't such a big issue. And in Resident Evil 3, she had a mini skirt and a blouse. I mean, it's just character design. It evolves over time, and sometimes they'll fan service the fuck out of it, and other times they won't. I'm pretty sure if they make Metroid Prime 4, they're not gonna give her the heels and that the Barbie aesthetic or whatever, but they'll probably go with their realistic design. Because as I
Well, they're
understand,
they're releasing. I mean, and it. I mean, I think they announced recently that the Prime trilogy is actually coming to um, Wii U
the Wii U
Virtual,
Virtual, yeah,
which
correct.
is great, because I think because for the longest time they were trying to actively ignore Prime as if it was some sort of um, disease almost. Um,
No, 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 no. I don't think so. What happened was that after Prime 3, the development company or the team split, so they couldn't really continue the Prime series. Because to be honest, 3 Corruption was sort of weak.
oh, I actually like three the best, but
Really, I like it. I like it. I'm just saying, off what I've read from fan forums and whatnot, it came out as like the least favorable. Sort of like Fusion, how it is to the side scroller series.
yeah, I mean, and I could see, well, I mean, I could see where, the team departs and everything. But I think more what happened from what I saw is that they made Other M, saw the extreme backlash from Other M, and they had to do damage control. And they unfortunately just decided to do damage control by mitigating the Prime series, since everyone was sort of pointing to the Prime series and saying, look, that's the good stuff. Other M is the good stuff. So,
no, I agree.
So they even edited Prime out of the timeline. So, I mean...
Well, to be honest, I think that's part of a good thing, too, because now Prime could do its own thing.
Well, Prime is over, is the thing.
Well, of course, it's going to be named something else, probably, like how Metroid Fusion and whatnot. But it'll come back, I'm pretty sure. Like, Retro Studios got their shit together, and wasn't Metroid like one of the top sold games on the GameCube and one of the best ranking games out there?
Oh, yeah, it was. It was... And in fact, I think... If Retro does anything, I think they should just polish up the Prime trilogy and then port it to the PC. Like, that would be the best thing ever.
That would, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't know. I mean, Nintendo's gotten weird with their phone laws now. You can apparently develop with Nintendo IPs right now on the phone. So who knows what will happen here in the future and whatnot. But I don't really see Nintendo selling out their mascots or whatnot. That's what makes Nintendo Nintendo.
Well, that's all they have is their mascots, unfortunately.
Yeah, for now. Third-party development has gotten better, but people to be honest, people who buy Nintendo consoles really don't care that much about the third parties at this rate.
Oh, God. Apparently in Hyrule Warriors,
yeah.
DLC, they're going to include Tingle.
Oh, yes, I can't wait for that shit. I'm excited.
For Tingle?
Yeah, for Tingle. Oh, okay, Tingle is a joke character, but for any Zelda fan, he's like a cool addition because he's always an idiot or whatnot. He's like that village idiot. So having him as a playable fighter character is really exciting because you don't know what to expect from that guy. He's like 38, and he's still cosplaying as his favorite hero or whatever.
I don't know. I would think that would be like including Jar Jar Binks in the next Lego Star Wars game. It is, but Zelda fans are that Riley, basically. I mean, if you look at it this way, Tingle is that father I am disappoint character, quite literally, because in Majora's Mask, which was his first appearance, his father is like disappointed in him, and he's like, oh, this kid is always out there trying to chase for fake-ass fairies or whatever, and his father is this giant muscular guy with a mustache or whatever. But he's like that joke character that, even though he's annoying, people find, memorable or whatnot. Not as bad as Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks did fuck everything up. Well, at least he's considered a joke in the second film, so...
That's true. And they're also adding the Skull Kid skin for one of the characters, so you could, dress like a Skull Kid. I don't know who it is. And then they're also putting the classic Zelda outfit and the classic Sheik and another character, something like that. They also added Young Link, which is the one from 64.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
But I mean, Hyrule Warriors was like the other M of Zelda, but it didn't get a bad backlash, really. Because the game is relatively fun, and I do like the new characters, even the super sexy big-breasted one.
Well, but, it's Dynasty Warriors is the thing. It didn't
try to be Metroid.
It's not like what Other M did, which was basically they tried to be Metroid after Metroid Prime, and of course that wasn't going to work out very well.
No, it didn't. I'll be honest with you, I do not like Other M at all. And it's not so much for the Samus redesign, it's more like her personality, not the physical attributes. Because it's like I told people, like, Samus could be girly outside her suit. I mean, she's still a woman or whatnot. We don't know if she goes to bars in a dress trying to hook up with guys or whatever, that's her life or whatever. But
I actually liked the look. I actually liked, especially like the
Short-haired look. I like the short-haired look.
Yeah, and especially like her military outfit. Like the military
Oh,
outfit,
that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
that was actually pretty cool. The
Hmm.
what wasn't cool was exactly sort of making her too dependent upon other characters, you know.
Like
And
Adam.
it's
Like
fine that she was dependent on other characters, but I didn't like how she was so dependent on other characters that it undermined her um, variability, her,
it was. It
was
was. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Finish up.
which was you know just not very which was just didn't really gel with previous incarnations of her.
Well, it's confusing as fuck because I don't know where to place this game in the storyline. Because in that game, Adam is dead, right? And so that means it's after Fusion. And doesn't Fusion, like, she loses, like, her suit gets stuck on her or something? I don't know. It's
Well,
weird.
it's actually based off of an anime that comes from the whole Fusion Zero Mission um, timeline is the thing.
Hmm.
So it actually having those characters in it wasn't actually a problem because it actually fits that time. It actually fits that timeline um, rather well.
So it's before Fusion, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Okay. Okay. I have no idea where the lore is heading. Because like I said, I also had heard even before they officially took out the Prime timeline, that Prime was always a separate timeline or like a reboot to what Metroid was. Because one of the reasons was because, of course, they went from 2D to 3D, and they didn't want to take the risk of ruining the 2D franchise. And this
Well,
is
and
this
it
is like
was
E1.
well, and what it was basically like random missions. Like those are just random slices of life of Samus, and then the Metroid series was a more story focused.
Hmm.
So it was two different episodes, which was fine, but then it came to the point where the two different Samuses didn't act the same. I mean, even looking to the original Metroid
Hmm.
and even Zero Mission, um, those don't
So
they don't
I,
act the same way to other Samus either. So
I'm looking at the timeline of Metroid database right now, and apparently Super Metroid goes after the Prime series and Metroid 2. So basically, it's Metroid 1, then Metroid Prime 1 through 3, and then Metroid 2, Metroid Other M, and Metroid Fusion. This is worse than Devil May Cry.
oh well then so they fucked it up even further from what I remember then, because that makes the character completely inconsistent.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. Because now Metroid Other M Samus looks even more like an idiot when she's scared of Ridley. Because this would be the probably the fifth time she's fucking killed this dragon.
Yeah, yeah, like I mean that. Oh, that makes it hurt even more.
Sorry about that. Oh look, the Mario timeline. That shit should make sense.
Well, Mario timeline, it's more meta theory, like, and you know, like it's like, oh, are you of the in the camp of it's all an act, like it's an acting troupe,
Yeah,
or you know, are you in the camp where it's like parallel universes? Like that's the huge debate of the Mario
yeah.
timeline franchise.
Oh, they're fucking up the Pokemon one too. Because in the Pokemon one, they already explained that the games like Red and Fire Red, they both happened, but they're happening in their separate timelines and universes. 'Cause in
Oh,
Omega Ruby,
really?
in Omega Ruby, they explained that there's different Pokemon universe, and in some of them, some Pokemon can't Mega Evolve. So they're basically bunking back Red and Blue. Like, yeah, Red and Blue
Oh,
still happened.
oh,
So,
okay. Well, Nintendo, what are you doing? Like,
I don't know. I don't know. They're like, please love all of our shit. It's all canon, guys. It's all canon. Stop fighting. That's what they're doing. I mean,
uh,
to me, it's fine that they do it because it really does stop the infighting when it comes to stupid timelines and theories and whatnot. See,
Well,
in the okay. Uh-huh.
but now when it's like now there are some games that should just be forgotten that just got such horrible reception. Like even like Batman Arkham Origins, like
Mm-hmm.
Rocksteady, after that game got poor reviews, Rocksteady was like, yeah, that game never happened and cut it from the timeline completely.
Oh wow, really that freaking bad? Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, that's possible, Nintendo. You need to do that to Other M now. Like leave that in
Yeah.
its own separate universe. Bring back the bring back bring back the Prime verse and, forget that Other M ever happened.
I think I'll be honest with you. I think that will happen in due time. Maybe, maybe. If it doesn't they don't decanon it and retcon the fuck out of it. They'll probably just not go back to Team Ninja because I don't even know why Team Ninja got that game.
Well, but even I even have to defend Team Ninja in that case because Team Ninja wasn't the one to necessarily make Samus ridiculously portioned in that game. It
Oh
was
right, you told me that
that
Nintendo told them.
yeah, that was
Yeah, yeah.
Nintendo.
Well, I mean, okay, here's another thing that we might want to blame, maybe the fans or like the counter fans that always go like, well, Nintendo is for children or whatever. Nintendo has tried to make things slightly more mature. For example, Other M, Bayonetta 2, and Zelda Hyrule Warriors. And when it
Yeah.
happens, it gets backlash as well. I mean, fuck. But I mean, they should have just made another sexy character that would help Samus or something if they wanted to do that or whatever.
Fuck Bayonetta. I mean Bayonetta 2. I mean, why not stick Bayonetta in Super Smash Bros. Universe?
Because I don't think it would apply to like the children feel that Super Smash has, and that's
And
one of the
they
reasons.
and they include that Samus design.
Okay, I could accept that's all right, and you got a point with that. But the real reason that Bayonetta was not, let me see if I could pull up the tweet. You know what? Fuck it, I'm not gonna look for it because it's gonna take a while. Camilla said, "I am not putting Bayonetta in Super Smash Brothers. All you people are fucking trolls. She's not going in ever." That
Well,
is quote.
well then they're. Oh, okay. Well, Nintendo, I'm sorry, Nintendo, but you're fucking up. But
Well, it wasn't Nintendo. I suppose that Sakurai would have put it in, but Kojima went like, no. Like, honestly, I would have rather had a Wonderful 101 in the game. Those guys are the shit.
oh yeah, well, I mean, but I'm thinking like in terms of if they want to increase, if they really do think that the way to make an adult game is to increase the sex appeal. Um,
Well, that's basically the definition in a gamer. Like, if it's for adults, it has to be violent and sexy. There's no other way of it to be considered an adult game. Because look, even Metroid is considered more like a preteen to teen game or whatever. And we all know that that's a full adult game with all the lore that you have to read and shit.
well, that's what. Well, I mean, for fear of sounding like the S for fear of sounding like the SGW here, then, but we need to get rid of that mindset because it really does
No,
make us look it does make us look like pandering like easily pander to idiots if you just show us breasts and
no, yeah,
explosions.
no, I
Uh,
agree. No, I agree with that 100%. Like I said, like in Metroid, like in a series like Metroid, the sex appeal in Other M is way too overblown. But we've always had like a sexy Samus, like in Super Metroid, that her armor comes off and you see her in a bikini or whatever. If you
oh,
were gonna
and
if you were
she's still
huh?
sexy. She's still sexy in Prime.
Yeah, yeah, and if you were gonna put that in 3D happening, of course it would look super beautiful or whatever. But like when it turns into like Other M, where her suit is falling off every 5 seconds, and you get a glimpse of her Zero suit every now and then, it just feels like it really is fan service and pandering towards the hormonal teenager or whatever. I mean
It
that's
just
why
makes us
hentai
look
exists.
stupid.
It
Yeah.
does, it does. That's why hentai exists. and you don't fuck up the series, which is pretty serious to be honest. Because Metroid is my equivalent to like Aliens when it comes to video games or whatever. And it went from like being fantasy sci-fi to not just being fantasy with other M. Because I didn't even know that was Ridley's larva form until I read up Fusion or whatnot. It looks like a goddamn puppy.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of inner lore too, which was really interesting. But at this point, if they're going to be doing what they're doing to the Metroid franchise, I'd rather just go try. I'd rather just go invest in in some sort of Wii or like some sort of Wii simulation software. Get Metroid Prime Trilogy, and that be the only thing I ever play from the Metroid series ever again.
Well, I don't know if you know, but the Wii U runs Wii games, so you could play if you have
Yeah.
a copy of Prime Trilogy, you could actually play it on your Wii U, and it's going to be rendered better too. So those shitty looking Wii games are going to look a hell of a lot more playable now on the
Yeah.
Wii U.
Yeah, I know that there's backwards compatibility, but it's like I I don't have much I don't have much I don't there's not enough games that I'm interested in on the Wii U, honestly, to
Oh no, I could agree with
stay.
that. Like the reason I have it is one, I have like 30 Wii games. But on my Wii U library, I probably have like 10 or so, 15. And right now, there's nothing else I'm going to buy probably till Zelda U. So I could see it's quite limited when it comes to like an average gamer, I'm going to say. Because I'm a Nintendo fan, so if it's Metroid or if it's Mario, I'm going to buy it, Pokemon and shit.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I mean
but if you just. Huh?
it's not to slam the Wii U content at all. I think that the Wii U actually has some better games than the Xbox and hell even and even a lot of the Steam games combined, but it's just there's so few of them where it's like I'm not going to shell out $500 just to play Mario Kart.
Oh, I agree. I agree. It's 300, and even then, like when I first bought it, which was last year, it took a long while for me to like actually get into it. Like I only got into it now with Hyrule Warriors and Super Smash Bros. That's when I started putting the heavy hours into it. But until then, it was just a casual console I would play here and there. That being said, though, I do have the PS4, and all I have on that shit is like two games. One a PC port, which is Outlast, and the other one, The Evil Within, which I could have just gotten on the PS3 either way. So
Yeah.
for now, the PS4 and the Xbox One is losing my this gen race, because I like the
Well,
Wii
both of
Pad
those
to be
suck
honest.
too. I mean, the only two games that I looked at and said I really want those. It was Sunset Overdrive and the infamous Second Son. Those are the only two games that I looked at and said, I want those games.
For some reason, I played Infamous Second Son, and I felt such an SJW vibe from Infamous Second Son. I do not know why, but I liked it overall. But like story wise and character wise, I'm like, is this an SJW game or something? Because the characters look like if they're kids from SJWs or whatnot. And it's like something, and I'm not saying it in a bad or negative way. It just seems like that vibe. Now, that
It
game did really good, and then I haven't played Sunset Overdrive yet because I don't have an Xbox One. Because the only thing I want on the Xbox One is Dead Rising 3,
Yeah, which you can get elsewhere.
which I'll probably get on PC later on or on PS4 with better shit.
Which I mean, and I mean, yeah, I mean, and with Second Son, I mean, you have the whole theme of very special people who are persecuted for being special. So I mean, that is very that some people call that SJW, but that's more universal. I mean, even
Oh no,
X-Men,
not well, not
even
even that.
X-Men.
I would say like more like I don't know how to explain it. You would have to play it and see it yourself. But like I said, it's just a me thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Damn, Metroid has a lot of badass fan art.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's actually. Let me see if I still.
You know what? They should give Mega Man to the Metroid Prime team. See what those motherfuckers do with it.
That would be. That would actually be interesting. I mean,
It would.
it
I
would
mean, look at
probably
Metroid.
that would probably end up a Metroid Prime clone, but I don't think that would be terrible um, for the Mega Man franchise if it went 3D and
I
went
mean,
Metroid
look.
Prime.
That word clone is thrown around a lot, and I don't like it really because, like, look back at the NES era. If you put Castlevania, Super Mario, Mega Man, any side scroller, like nowadays, they would all be clones. We would be yelling clones. Oh, Castlevania is shit because it's a clone. It's a clone off of Metroid or whatever, And God, I just don't get it.
Clone isn't necessarily a bad word, I don't think.
Well, I see it used as a bad word usually. Like, oh, this is just a disc clone. Like, let's say, for example, PlayStation All Stars. Oh, it's just a Super Smash Brothers clone, which it was, and it was a bad game, but still, that's one of the contexts that I'm referring to. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, it can be used badly, but it doesn't have to be. At least I don't use it badly.
Like, there's this game that's coming out called Soul and Dust, and it's not into really the clone thing, but it's like Dark Souls but side scroller. It looks really interesting, but I'm already reading people that are like, oh, they're ripping off Dark Souls, it's a rehash or clone, whatever, and it's already getting a little bit negative views on it because of that. But this dude that does videos on YouTube that's called Bati Vidya, he does a lot of Dark Souls lore. He already stepped up and said, hey, this game is going to be awesome, and it is. It looks freaking badass.
Well, Dark Souls is good, so I mean, why not copy Dark Souls if it's good content?
Thank you. That's what I mean. If it's a good idea, why not expand upon it? If they don't want to make the 2D side scroller, let someone else have the chance.
And I mean, and even then, a 2D side scroller that's really, really difficult. Where have we seen that before? Oh, only the entire SNES era.
Exactly. Mega Man, I mean, all those NES Mega Mans would just freaking torture you into learning how to play it, basically.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really weird that they'd actually call that Dark Souls.
True. Well, no, let me show you the picture. Then you're gonna see because it has everything just like Dark Souls. You have the HP meter, the stamina meter. You have the shield, and if you get hit by the shield, the stamina goes down. It breaks off. You roll. Enemies kill you in 1 or 2 hits. If you die, you leave your salt, and then you have to go pick up your salt. Which I find a funny internet reference into that. You're losing all your salt. I swear.
Oh, that's pretty clever, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Then your salt is picked up by a bird, and then you have to kill the bird. If not, you're fucked basically. But
Yeah.
I laughed at that shit. Like you lose all your salt. Clever guys, clever. Oh, slick is that the name? Let me see.
So I decided to invest in some old games like Freddy Fish and Pajama Sam, which they have on Steam, like the old educational games, and someone on my Steam page was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Don't judge me for my childhood."
I remember in childhood games like that nobody's ever played would be like I played a lot of the Itchy and Scratchy game on the Super Nintendo.
Oh
It
yeah.
was based on The Simpsons. That was really fun. It was it was like Smash Brothers, really. You'd be like in this stage full of like objects or whatnot. You'd be trying to chase the cat. Here, I got a link. Here, check that out. It's called Salt and the Sanctuary, something like that. But it's very Souls-like. It's very grim. When you die, instead of saying you died, it says you're obliterated.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember seeing this game. Here,
And
I'll.
that looks really nice. I'll be picking that up whenever it releases. I'm a big Souls fan. I'm like, okay, this is my story with the Souls game. My friend is like, oh, there's a new trailer called Demon Souls or whatever. That game looks dope. I go and look at the first video. It was just a cinematic video, and I saw the two-jawed dragon or whatever. And I'm like, oh, wow, that looks badass. A month before release, I don't have any games for October. I think it released, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna pre-order something. Went and pre-ordered Demon Souls. I got the collector's edition and shit. Turns out it's one of the best RPGs I've ever played. I'm glad I went with that gut feeling.
Yeah. And I can see that. It sometimes I mean it's surprising the kind of games that end up becoming really fun. I Someone recently actually gave me the um Don't Starve game, the multiplayer
Hmm.
Don't Starve game, and I'm a Minecraft player, so like I had originally passed the title up because it just looked like another clone and not in a very good way. But it's like
Hmm.
it's actually really fun.
That's good. Like, my brother plays a lot of Terraria, and I'm like, why don't you just play Minecraft?
Yeah, see, I don't like Terraria because it is actually officially Minecraft without a lot of the customability of a Minecraft game. So it's like I don't I don't get it. I mean, if people
Uh,
do, that's fine, but
Of course, of course. I mean, like I said, gaming is like a plate of food. Not everybody's gonna eat the sushi. Only a select people will eat sushi. Doesn't mean it's shit. It just means that you just don't get it. Basically, that's
yeah.
why I don't. That's why I don't like reviewers. I'd rather just go talk with the community. But nowadays, the communities are fucked because of reviewers.
Well, it it is. Whenever I go get a new game, it's actually really difficult because the amount of games that are released on Steam nowadays
Hmm.
is just insane. So, and when you go looking for so you have to go looking for reviews, and they'll and and um and they'll be like radically different. So it's sort of like making a making a gamble on a $60 investment.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's like I said, it's really hard to pick up a game. That's why I just follow franchises and directors. Like if I like a game from this dude, well, I'll go and buy his other game. If it does well, I'll keep buying into it. If not, I'll quit. Like I bought into Last Story just because it was the guy who made Final Fantasy originally, and I'm enjoying my time with it. But I'm glad I didn't invest $60 in it because it's really not that polished up of a JRPG like you would expect from him.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Bloodborne is now releasing, and Bloodborne looks amazing.
it's I can see
I
that.
mean,
It's
I'm a big Souls fanboy. I don't know why, but I just fell in love with the series. One of the reasons, and it's because of the community. To be honest, the community is so compassionate, even though this game is so ruthless to you. There's barely
yeah.
any shit. There was no shit flinging in the Souls community up until the PC got its version. After PC got its version, then the whole infights about melee versus magic started happening. And I'm like, God damn it, guys.
Well, PC is a lot more strategic than console. So
Yeah.
they'll absolutely get into the fights over which strategies are the best and all that shit.
They were basically playing like the jock role, like, oh, you magic users, you're such little shits. Why don't you come one and one? Like that would be all the threads. I'm like, you motherfuckers, you better shut the fuck up. If you're getting your
Uh,
ass kicked by magic, build up a magic shield or something. Do something. The game isn't completely broken. I've killed mages myself with just melee. You just have to be strategic about it. But people suck, I guess.
well, yeah, I mean, and why everyone doesn't just build the Sunbro build and just get it over with? I don't know.
That's exactly what they're fighting. Like, why aren't you all like melee characters? I'm like, well, why not? I was gonna say that and the cool thing about Bloodborne is that it's not officially a Demon Souls sequel, but it is sorta. Like there's certain words that I was seeing this guy play, and they say things like Ubasa, which is from Demon Souls, and that's basically like Amen. And I find that cool. They also took the shield out. Like there's no shield in Bloodborne, so I don't know
Oh,
how the fuck you're gonna be surviving in that game.
you're not.
Yeah. I also heard a rumor that it was going to have randomly generated dungeons like Diablo 2, but I am not sure if those rumors came out true or not. If that's the case, then I guess Diablo 2 has a competition now. Finally.
Yeah. Well, the I it'll be an interesting product no matter what. Just especially since it is trying to come out with that. Uh, it is trying to come. It is part of that franchise, or at least pretending to be part of that franchise.
Well, no, it is part of it because what happened was with Demon Souls 2, they switched the directors and the quality dropped like a 30%. It wasn't a big drop, but it dropped pretty low. And fans were pissed off, so I guess they brought back the original director, and he decided to make a completely new game. And this one has guns, and it seems more like Victorian rather than medieval. And it seems like its own new entity, but still part of the Soul franchise, which is something that I like for games to do. Sort of like how Final Fantasy, they're all their own individual titles, and none of them really tie in completely. There's tie-ins here and there, but they're their own world basically.
Yeah.
And I like it when they do that because it not only gives the series longevity, it also gives more expansion towards the universe. Sort of like how Zelda is trying to do. They're eventually trying to push towards the futuristic Zelda, but they're doing it very slowly so they don't piss off people, basically.
Yeah, well, I don't see no reason. I mean, I think that would be a very um, new way to take it, or even to. I know that I know what happened to the Russian Zelda, the second one where you played as Zelda. But I still think it'd be cool to bring Zelda back as a playable character, especially now that you've established her in Hyrule Warriors.
Oh yeah, that's something non-debatable. Zelda should be a fun character, as well as Peach. How she's fun to use in the Mario game. Quite honestly, she's like the most powerful character because of her floating ability and shit.
Yeah, that's the only character you ever really need to play as, and when she's available.
Yeah, exactly. It's Peach, 100% the time. And yeah, Zelda would be fun. Like they only made that little Phantom Knight in Phantom Hours the last, but that wasn't fun. I want to use Zelda. Now I don't want them to replace Link as the main hero, because then
No,
I'm gonna
no.
because then I'm gonna yell bullshit and shit. Make Zelda playable and still get her kidnapped, then you go rescue her, and then you unlock her as a character if you want to keep the lore right or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it wouldn't be very difficult.
But I mean, she's had her fair share of battles and whatnot with Link. Like she always helps him. Like in Wind Waker, she has a bigger role. She's not always the kidnapped princess. She helps
No.
you sail around. She does her own shit. And in Twilight Princess, she actually rides with you in the final battle against Ganon. Like
Oh,
she has.
well, yeah. I mean, it's like I'm not saying like she's a damsel or anything like that's
Oh no
feminist
no
frequency shit.
no. I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just saying that she's had her roles, and because of those roles, we want to use her now because she seems like a really cool character.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like you've established that she has this stronger prowess, and so use her as do something like have Link be a melee character and then have her be the ranged character.
Yeah, it's gonna delve into other waters because it's probably gonna be a multiplayer style game, sort of like Four Swords Adventure. So it'd be a nice twist to it, but I hope it doesn't take the Resident Evil route where it just completely ruins it.
I don't think it would.
No, I don't think so either. I'm just saying like an example of a bad situation where co-op has ruined the game entirely. Because I keep telling people, "Oh, that looks freaking badass." A
Yeah, this
medieval
is what I
style
want them to
Metroid.
do. Like,
Yeah.
this is the only way that they could that Nintendo could heal the rift that they've made in my heart with that franchise.
It was only one bad game. Come on, man.
It was only, no, it was two bad games if you count the fact that they kept her design for the Super Smash Bros. Universe, and the timeline changes, and all the stupid and all the stupid politics, you know, they and the
It's
fact
fine.
that there isn't any Prime games on PC for me, so
But there's never gonna be a Prime game on PC still.
which means they're always going to be breaking my heart a little bit.
You fucking gay. You would have your heart broken if you were a Final Fantasy fan, a 7 fan to be specific, with Cloud. Oh god, they ruined that character so badly, and he's like my favorite JRPG hero.
Oh yeah,
They ruined they ruined that motherfucker.
I mean, to me, it's always been a Western game, so it's like whenever I see Final Fantasy, I'm like, okay, how many ridiculous plot twists are you going to have in this? Oh, that many?
Well,
Okay, I'm not interested.
no, but they did with Cloud what they did with Samus. You know, Cloud was a pretty badass character, partially schizophrenia and shit induced character. And when Advent Children came out, they made him into the pretty emo boy for the girls, basically, what the
Oh
girls
yeah.
like. And they took out all his moxie, and they took out his let's mossy and snowboard and let's breed chocobos just for fun or whatever. And they took all that personality traits out and just left him like an emo boy. And it really just bothered me so much. So I could get where you're coming with Samus.
Yeah, I mean, hate you so much, Nintendo.
It's
Love
fine.
you, but hate you at the same time.
Well, Nintendo can't be God, man. They got to screw up somewhere. I mean, look at
Yes,
Star
well.
Fox. At least it isn't as dead as the Star Fox series, which is
Well, no,
not
Star
getting
Fox
new.
is coming out. There's a new Star
Oh,
Fox
yeah,
game
yeah,
coming out.
yeah. I
So
stand corrected, but it was dead for the longest of time. And it
oh
was
yeah,
because of
well,
assault. It was because of assault.
and GameCube was just a weird era for them. So I mean,
I think I'm one of the few people that actually enjoyed the GameCube. Not as much as the PS2, but I can't say I didn't enjoy my GameCube to the fullest extent. Like, I had Eternal Darkness on that shit. I had Resident Evil. Mario Sunshine was weird, but, you know, it was really fun. And what
I
else?
enjoyed it more than the
Metroid.
Wii or the
Oh yes,
Wii
the,
U.
okay. The Wii was the worst of all Nintendo consoles. First of all, not HD, which is a big no-no when you're trying to keep up with the competition, and then
No,
it just
Nintendo never does.
and then the games, like the good games, are so buried in between shit because that's what the Wii library is mostly. It's shit. That basically people missed a lot of good games. Like, let's say, like the Resident Evil arcade shooters. Those were really good on the Wii, but you know, you ask people, have you played them, and they're like, what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was it it out of all of them had the most identity crisis because yeah, that was where all the third party people started coming in because LOL's motion control, which it
Hmm.
was actually a really good motion control system. Like when Microsoft came out with its camera and when PlayStation came out with its stupid little Wii ripoff, you
Well,
know.
I'll be honest with you. The PlayStation One is better than the Wii One and the Xbox One. The Xbox One was just horrible from day one. Like, I saw from the moment they announced the camera, free hands control, I'm like, you guys are gonna fuck this up so badly.
Yeah,
And
like
so
it was to the point where like I went to Disney World at one point and they had in their Tomorrowland they had this demo of like a Michael Jackson dancing game. And it was so sad because there was these two people, one of them who obviously really liked the game, and the other who tagged along, like I think it was like a boyfriend or girlfriend or something. And so first the really good person who was really interested in the game got on and just rocked it, and then she pushed her friend on the in front of the camera, and her friend just sucked so bad out in public on it that it's like, yeah, I can see why this is why you know this is so bad. This
Oh
is
yeah.
you know it
I
takes too
mean,
much skill.
the moment where Microsoft gloated enough that they said that that was the future of gaming and all games would be handless at one point. No, no, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen in certain like consoles or whatnot, but I don't think we're gonna outgrow the control anytime soon.
No, well, I mean,
Hopefully, I
we
mean,
certainly
I hope
we're
nothing.
well, we certainly aren't going to do it unless we can make just two just really good um
Power glove,
motion tracking controls that we don't
yeah,
have.
or a modern power glove or something. But technically, that's a control, so
Which is well, and and that's why I liked the Wii so much, is because it was a simple heat control. Like, yeah, it was simple, but it worked so well for what it did.
yeah,
Especially
yeah,
once they added the Motion Plus onto it, capability onto it. Like,
yeah.
it was fantastic.
Zelda Skyward Sword was really good with that, but of course, people complain and whatnot. And think, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But I liked it how I could move the sword in any direction and I could swipe in that direction and whatnot. That's what I expected the Wii to be from day one, and I felt they had duped me. But then they came out and I'm like, okay, I forgive you, Nintendo.
Oh, and
But
and it was really fun because like it was just imprecise enough where if you were playing Wii bowling, you could
well,
you could completely cheat on Wii bowling, and it was like, ha, this is fun. It's a good mid level thing where those who are bad at it can cheat, and those who are good at it can actually be skillful and use it as it's intended.
true, true, true. I was gonna say
Hmm.
something about the control. I forgot what it was. Damn it. But yeah, the Wii was a weird period in Nintendo history. It also released like some of the worst like from their franchises, I'm not gonna say corruption because I also enjoyed corruption a lot, but like that ended like that was considered not the best point for the Prime series and Smash
Well,
Brothers.
then they released the whole trilogy, which was way better than just corruption alone.
Oh God, oh God. I was gonna say that I fell in love with corruption once Ridley grabbed me by my waist and took me down that shaft. That was fucking that was fucking amazing to me. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. It was really fun.
Oh yeah, well,
I also like the integration of the other characters too because it gave more of a this is an actual universe, but it also killed the isolation feel, which is what I said how I compare it to aliens or whatnot, where you're just isolated trying to survive or whatever.
well, but I mean, to a point, you're still isolated. I mean, they do introduce other characters, but it's sort of like Alien, where they start off with other characters, but then those other characters get killed off, and that's the impetus for you to go around and start doing all this shit.
Mhm. I'll be honest with you, Super Metroid and Metroid 2, Metroid Prime 2, made me feel really depressed at times, especially Prime 2. Like, Prime 2 made me feel sad enough to not want to play it.
Yeah, well, it was yeah. I mean, I think my favorite of the three is honestly the first one.
Of course,
Just,
Prime is the shit.
but I mean, yeah, it's like it was just it's just such a well done story, if you ask me. The Prime story, just within its own self-contained unit, is so good to me. Like, it introduces its characters, goes through a nice flow, has one or two plot twists, and then ends. Like, it's it's fantastic in that respect.
Hmm. No,
It's
I see it. I have to go back and play it and read through the lore because I was the type of guy that wouldn't read through the lore. and I know they explain
Yeah.
everything about the Chozos and her suits and whatnot. And I gotta play through the, like I said, I gotta play through the trilogy because I only finished the first one, played like two quarters of the third, and then got really far in the second one, but not far enough. I was at the ending or whatnot, but I never finished it. But any other Metroid I've finished except for Super as well. Super Metroid I've always got in a rage quit mode where I just cannot find where I need to go and I leave it alone and the data deletes or I lose the game. But now that I have
Yeah.
it in my Wii U Virtual Console, I've had a steady data and now I'm like at the farthest I've ever been.
Yeah, that was the other nice thing in Prime. It was you didn't really get lost in Prime like you did even in games like Zero Mission or the rest of the GBA games. I would still get lost in those games, but I didn't get lost in the Prime games at all.
Well, I sort of got lost in Zero Mission, and in Fusion, it's really hard for you to get lost. I probably got stuck there like twice or three times. I remember Zero Mission was easier when it came to that. And Prime just took its sweet ass time because it really feels like an adventure game, which is nice. It's
Oh
very
yeah, definitely.
few. It's very few because it's technically a first person shooter in a sense. It's very few first person shooter games that go into the adventure sense. But Prime just did it for the first time, like a full blown world or whatever. Because till then we had things like Half Life and Unreal, and that was fine and all. But this actually had exploration. It had secrets. It had lore to discover. It had things to scan around. You had OCD. You'd pull out your scanner everywhere and start looking like an idiot.
Yeah, which I mean, that was the and that was one of the elements that that made that it such a successful leap to 3D. I mean, it it's the idea of the idea of a essentially a exploration game or or one of those or what people like to call walkathon games. Um,
Mhm.
I find it weird that there's that stigma where third person, oh, it's okay. It's you can have more quality in that, and then but the minute it goes first person, everyone's like, what? This is just a walkathon. What is this shit?
Oh yeah, like people don't know what you're talking. It happened to Silent Hill, the
Yeah.
PT demo that's in first person. Like once people saw it was in first person, they immediately started crying. I hope the game isn't like this or whatever. And I'm like, why is it a problem? I mean, it can't be any worse than the last four or five entries in the Silent Hill series. Like, give it a chance. Because to be honest, first person really does seem scarier. Why? Because I am not seeing an environment, a complete
Yeah.
environment.
Well, and in first person, I mean, it really does feel like, like you're walking around like searching for things. Like that's why I mean,
Exactly, like in Silent Hill, like one of the scary things about the PT demo is that you'd be looking at a desk, and then you turn around to go down the hallway, and the ghost was there looking at you at the end of the hallway, and you jump because you feel like you'd be turning your back and shit.
yeah, and I mean it's like I'm probably sounding like a broken record at this point, but since I've already gone on my broken record about Metroid, fuck it, I'll just complete the circle here. I mean, gone home. I mean, I one of the things that I really enjoyed was that
Oh
it
wow,
really
full circle indeed.
yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things I really enjoyed about it is that it really did feel like you were walking around searching for clues. You know, which
Ah,
which in third person, you don't really you're controlling a character, but it
the immersion, the
that's far
immersion is
more
killed.
yeah, that's far third person really does emphasize the story, where first person it's you're actually you're actually solving the mystery yourself, like you are that character,
Mhm.
which I
I
really
mean,
enjoyed.
originally the first Resident Evil was supposed to be first person because of that, because of the immersion you would have, and it would actually feel like you were a detective looking around a mansion for clues. But then they switched it to third person for some reason. I don't know. They're Japanese. I have no other excuse. and it's what it became, and then we lost, and now it's an action Hollywood drama game, and I hate
Yeah.
Resident Evil. Okay, what they did to your Metroid is what they did to Resident Evil for me.
No,
Resident
no,
Evil is,
yeah, I can see it. I can absolutely see it. I mean,
oh god, it's
it,
just it's so far down the road that there's no turning back really. But at least Metroid has hope, you know.
no, well, at this point, well, I mean, honestly, Other M killed anything that entirely killed it.
What if
Like,
Prime 4?
is Prime 4 in production, or
Well, I mean, of course, rumors will be rumors. That's all I'm gonna say. But if Prime 4 happens, I doubt it's gonna be anything like Other M. And like I said, I'm pretty sure Nintendo will probably silently retcon Other M. They'll probably leave it in the timeline, but they won't mention it or try to connect any of the characters, which was none really, because I think they all died. So there's really
well,
nothing they can bring back from Other M.
well, they can bring back her shitty dependency on everyone else.
That's true, or they could also like just write in that remember that fusion happened, and by fusion she's a badass. In fusion
Well,
she's not giving a fuck. And even then in fusion she does seem a little bit sentimental on Adam and shit.
well, she is sentimental, but the thing is, um, she still acts by herself. Like Fusion Samus would never say, "Oh, because Adam told me to not use this capability, I will not use this
True.
capability."
That's true, because it made her look like a dumbass when running through the lava level. It's because the other problem they had with the Other M is that they didn't want to make the whole she lost her abilities in some sort of accident trope, which Samus is famous for. Like, I've seen comic
Yeah.
books on that shit. She's like drinking water and it falls on her suit, it falls off, and all her abilities are gone and shit. And
Yeah,
that's true. They had to kill the trope, but they didn't have to do it in such a stupid way. Like at least I swear, if Samus would have instead gone like, you know what, fuck Adam, I need this suit, and would have used the various suit, I'm pretty sure that the bitching over Other M would barely exist.
or if they just had, or if they just had a, um, or if or even if he was a proper mentor.
True.
If he had been, if it had actually been more an origin story, where it was um, her helping him on a mission, and he was like this total badass that went around teaching a young Samus
Hmm.
everything about being a bounty hunter.
Yep,
You know,
I agree.
that would have been kick-ass.
True, true, true. I mean, I don't know if you've seen them, but the old Nintendo Power magazines used to have Metroid comics, and there would be this Barry Burden-looking dude in a blue Samus suit or something like that. I don't know
Oh
if you've
yeah,
ever seen that.
yeah, I've seen that.
And that would be her partner in the comic books, but I don't even remember the comic books. I'm just saying that she had like a partner before. I don't know if she was reliant on him or if it was just a mutual relationship, or I don't know. But I mean, it existed, and yeah, they ruined her when it came to Adam. And yeah, if they would have expanded Adam, like if they would have explained like Adam took care of her as a child or whatever, because he was pretty old or whatever, that he's the one who, well, no, because the Chozo did that.
Well, the Chozo
Uh,
did, but maybe it's a
when
case
she
where
first, where she
may,
first interacted with humans, basically.
yeah, maybe it's a case where she ends up on the ship, and he's the first one to take her in because he realized she has this great ability, you know,
Hmm.
and then basically tries to teach her. That would actually be really cool,
Hmm.
I
But I
think.
mean, no, I agree, I agree. But I mean, retcons happen in games all the time. It doesn't mean that the entire series is ruined. I mean, look at Metal Gear. There's so much retcon in Metal Gear, and
Well,
I
there's so much
swear.
retcon, but I mean, there's also so much variation in retcon in Metal Gear, where it's like you never know what Metal Gear really is. Is it a stealth game? Is it a cinematic game? Is it a hack and slash? Is it a strategy game? You know,
True, true.
variation is the name of the game. It's not like Metroid where they always try to keep the same sort of formula, whether even if they switch, from third person to first person.
True. I see it that way. You're right on that. But I mean, like lore-wise, at least, and character-wise, they do a lot of alterations and stuff. Like from Metal Gear 2 to Metal Gear 4, there is so much retcon, and there's so much ridiculous shit in Metal Gear Solid 4 that you just look at it and you're like, what? What? Kojima had the dankest weed that day.
Yeah.
And to be honest, he does smoke weed. Like he's taking pictures of this shit.
Well,
He has he has like this weird mask he puts over his head, and it steams him, and then he takes it off, and that's like the big hit, basically.
a lot of people smoke weed. I mean, it's actually
Oh, it's
fairly.
pretty common. But
It's
but it's funny because you play Metal Gear, and it's that game that you play. And you go, this guy has to be smoking some weed, and
yeah. Oh
it
yeah.
turns out
Well,
he does.
yeah. That's true.
But like retcons happen every now and then. Maybe Metroid still has a chance. Hopefully it does. If not, Nintendo just silently shot it behind the shed. Because I did read the other day they were supposed to have made a 3DS Metroid game, but it got canceled. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
it did.
Oh, I can tell you why it was canceled. Other M.
Oh, really? Just because of that? Really?
Other M tanked, and Nintendo has gotten scared. That's, the only reason why Samus is in the new Super Smash Brothers is because, she has a legacy in Super Smash Brothers. That's it.
Well,
But
it's fine.
but
Dude,
otherwise,
it's not as bad as it's not like let's say like Punch Out or Ice Climbers, which have nothing basically at this point.
well, no, but I mean, those are rather simplistic formulas. Like, what are they good? The only thing they could do is like turn it into like a Bomberman situation where we all know what happened to Bomberman.
Look, here I'm reading that Takahashi, and I hate this because it says according to a Kotaku interview, and I can't trust Kotaku for shit. It says Nintendo's Shinya Takahashi says Metroid may join the long list of highly anticipated games in development for the Wii U or 3DS.
Well, Metroid Prime or Metroid?
They just said Metroid generally. So
Okay,
it's
so then
been
it's not a Metroid Prime, then most likely.
maybe not. We still don't know because, like I said, the original Metroid Prime team disbanded. So it's going to be really hard to get Prime back on unless they just give it to the Retro Studio team that did Donkey Kong.
Or
So
if
it's
they
been
just, or if they just, do the same, take
they're talking
inspiration
about
from
it.
the original Prime. The
No, no,
original Prime isn't actually a very hard formula to follow, after all.
wait. Look. So at this point, we have two different types of Metroid games. We have the Prime style Metroid game, and we have the more traditional style of Metroid game. I don't know if they mean that by lore, but I think they're meaning more like 2D and 3D. We feel like we do need to take care of both of these styles of play. Boom, told you, Stoll. And the hope is that at some point in the near future, we'll be able to share something about them.
Well,
That's about it. That's about it. They say that they will want to share in the future more about them. To me, that means we're making it, but we can't tell you that.
well, they're going to have to do something pretty damn impressive to dig themselves out of the hole.
I don't know. Nintendo's been doing relatively well with their new titles. I mean, the new Zelda U looks radical. The Super Mario 3D Land, or no, 3D World was extremely good. Their 3DS titles are selling like hot pockets. So it could be that Metroid might get a decent, sequel now, since they've been trying to push towards perfection now.
I don't, I see. I don't think they consider um, the things that made Prime good perfection, though. I think they're going
I don't.
to. It seems, at least with the trajectory that it has been going in, that they're going in a completely different direction than than what Prime was going for, which doesn't bode
Well,
well.
that's remember that's why they gave the game to Ninja Theory, not Ninja Theory, Team Ninja in the original place. I think they're doing a lot of water, like the Wii was a lot of water testing, a lot of testing if this would work and if we could do this and do that. I'm pretty sure they're gonna learn from their fans because they do listen to their fans a lot, and I'm pretty sure the majority of Metroid fans did not like what Other M did to Samus in terms of like storyline and style. And I'm pretty sure they'll probably cave into the fans rather, because Metroid really is a fan base game. It's like Castlevania. The only people who buy Metroid are Metroid fans. So why
Which
piss them off?
is which is true, but I mean, considering what fans complained about in Other M and what they didn't, including the linear storylines, the skinnier armor types of Samus's new look, you know, those are also things that I care about, and if they, so if they, let's say they decide to go with the keep the Super Smash Bros. Universe design for Samus, well, that's also going to wreck any Metroid game for me.
Even if it's a first-person shooter game that you would never see her armor.
No, you still do see her armor in those games because of
Oh, yeah,
cutscenes.
every now and then, but I'm just trying to make a joke here. But no,
Yeah.
I see so, but no, I don't know. When it comes to the armor design, it could just be like that's her new model skin or whatever, and that's what they're gonna try and use until the next 5 years, where they make her look slightly more different. Because that's what they did with the Prime suit. They replaced the original Metroid suit for the Prime suit, and that was the main suit for the longest of time. And then they replaced that one for the other M suit. And I mean, you just gotta wait until they keep designing new suits, which they'll probably do, because in most Metroid games they switch up the armor somehow.
Well, I
Quite
just hope that
honestly,
I just hope that they don't. I mean, I'm probably in the minority, but I loved the bulky armor because it was like this actually looks like it would take some heft to lift, and it looks utterly badass. It doesn't look as
but I'm looking at the fusion armor, and the fusion armor was already pretty skinny and skimpy, and that's prior to other M.
well, yeah, and they also put her in a bikini, so I don't I don't play the older 2D side scrollers a lot because
Oh, okay. You're a Prime fan. Now I'm seeing it. Okay, cool.
well, yeah, I mean, that's where I started with Metroid. I started with Prime and only then went to the GBA games, which
Okay,
is pixel art, so you can't really see that much of the armor anyways.
okay. No, I see where you're coming from because you played quite literally the Western ones first, and then you got the Prime feel. And when we went to the other ones, you're like, I had a picture where they were comparing the Space Pirates and the old Super Nintendo Space Pirates. They call them flamboyant lobsters, and then with the Prime ones, they're like, oh, extremely manly monsters or whatever. They look a lot more badass in the Western version. I could agree that the Western versions have a lot better monster design. I like the bosses in the original 2Ds a lot more though.
Well, and yeah, it's high grade pixel art. I'll give them that, but it's just not as interesting. It's not as I mean, and
Immersive.
it's yeah, it's not as immersive, and plus, even in the in any of the side scrollers where they show just the top and the bottom of the environments, it just really does look very cheesy. Where in 3D you can render full environment, so you can render all sorts of different like ledges and full you're standing inside a room, you aren't standing inside a tunnel.
I see what you're saying.
So yeah, well, I
Well,
mean, so
it gives you a legitimate sci-fi experience, basically.
yeah, I mean, in short, it's the closest that Nintendo has ever gotten to like a Metal Gear. No, not Metal Gear. Like Gears of
Shooter?
War, like Gears of War, Halo, that sort of Space Marine type thing.
Oh, okay,
That
now I'm saying the theme.
yeah, like that entire aesthetic, that entire look, that and with a female character, which is a bit of a departure from all the other Space Marine kind of things. So it's like
True.
it's far more.
Like it's her and like Ellen Ripley, right? In the whole history of that.
Oh yeah, pretty much, except for even
Except
I
Samus has always been basically hotter than Ellen Ripley. Just my opinion.
well, I mean,
No, like even 8-bit purple-haired Samus. It's just a surprise that you get that it's a girl and not a Because honestly, I thought it was a robot, not a person even.
oh right, yeah,
Mm.
like they did in Europe with the Contra series.
Hmm.
Well, I
But I
mean,
mean,
yeah, it's and the thing with like Ripley was it was always like there was always like the shots of her like in her underwear and everything like that, which she's still very
feminine.
she's still very feminine. She doesn't have a lot of muscle mass, so it's like you see something like the
Well, sort of how Samus, you would get a glimpse of her Zero Suit every time she died, but it's just a glimpse. Nothing to
yeah
gawk at. It's just, a girl dying or whatever.
yeah, and I mean even then it's like there was still that entire aesthetic of Hugh hulking she warrior sort of thing with that with Ripley. It was like, oh, I have mech armor essentially. I have a giant mech
Hmm.
suit.
Hmm.
And
True, true.
so it's I at least appreciate Samus then in those respects more than anything else.
Hmm. Of course, Samus is a very respectable character. It's bullshit how Anita cons her character or whatever. She just basically lumps her up with, she's not a good character because she's just imitating a guy. Because that's guy stuff to do, and I'm like, what the fuck? I
That
mean, are you
that
telling
isn't
me
guy
if
stuff.
they
That's fucking warrior stuff to do. It's like put a fucking Valkyrie in that
Warrior?
game, and
I
it
know,
would be good.
but I mean, like I had a 8-bit philosophy, which is a show on YouTube. Their whole episode on feminism or whatever uses Samus as an example, as like we only like Samus because she's doing guy stuff basically, and that she's not really doing girl stuff. And I'm like, wait. So you're telling me in the far future, if they design an armor specifically for a woman, and that woman decides to use that suit to blow up the aliens that killed her home planet or whatever, that's guy stuff. It's not normal human being stuff of revenge. Like every daughter would want to avenge her father or whatever, or or it's just a suit that they made. It has no gender properties, and it's stupid. It's just too hard to understand. It's spiritual Macintosh again.
Yeah, like
You just have to leave it to fate. Faith.
well, and and the sad part is like people will take that opinion of mine and say, oh, you're being no better than like Anita Sarkeesian, which is like it's no, it's like I just I just like in specifically in the case of Metroid how you know how space marine it was, how dare I say it macho it was, but uh, that's it. It's like
It,
now
it took it. It took itself a lot more serious when it came to those themes too. Like the other games are just more like adventure sci-fi too. It has its story and whatnot, but it's more for the gameplay rather than the story and character or whatnot.
yeah
But I mean, I don't know, man. I like them all. I don't like Other M. I cannot condone Other M, but not because it's sexy. It's because what they did with the character and whatnot. That's why I don't condone it. Because, like I said, I mean, Samus could wear heels and she can look sexy. We don't know what she does on her spare time and whatnot. But, I mean, cramming it into the Metroid series, which people play to, shoot aliens, then it bothers me. If you want to make your own spin off game or a novel where you want to sexy up Samus, that's fine and all, but like,
Well,
just don't ruin the lore, basically.
well, you can sexy up Samus, but I I I don't think that Sam, Samus, if you consider Samus how Samus is a very combat-oriented character, do you think a combat-oriented woman would go stick on something that would mess up her balance so much, like high heels, and go out and fight? Like
That's
that's just
and
impractical.
that's where fantasy kicks in, though. Like, are these boots designed to fight or not? I mean, I know that in normal day in life, no, but I mean, this is a video game or whatnot. And I swear to God, Sakura is just trolling you. I swear to God, he knew the backlash it was going to get, and he's just cackling behind the desk at all the angry comments over Samus and her heels. I swear to God, because he's that type of guy.
Yeah, well, and haha, good on you for your jokes, but guess what? Random developer person, guess who's not buying a copy of your game because of that?
Oh, that's why he does. Oh, like I said, that's why he does it. Number one, he knows that he has the sales for it, and the second thing, you can't even blame him because the reason he doesn't listen to the fans is because of how nitpicky the Smash Bros. Fan base is.
Well, yeah, and I suppose there's a million other gripes that people have that the SSBU fan base can have with the game, but it's like,
I honestly like green-haired Samus the best.
well,
The one from Super Metroid.
yeah,
It's
and
probably just a cosplay.
well, and in that case, she still wears the power armor, and then she loses it, and it makes sense that she's wearing something, skin tight underneath the suit.
Oh yeah, I mean even guys wear skin tight suits in mechas or in suits in anime. It's not just the
Yeah,
women like they try to make it out to be. Like if you see Evangelion, the guys wearing skin tight suits as well and whatnot.
well, and in real life, active wear, oftentimes undershirts are, and even like sports bras are rather skin tight, you know,
Hmm.
to, they're lighter certainly, um, but that's just that's a cooling off mechanism. That makes sense. That's like putting a superhero in a costume that doesn't limit their mobility.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Well, the same reason why Superman's dress is like that.
yeah. So it's like those things make sense. It doesn't make sense to give her a body type that's that screams, oh, I can't play sports, and then give her hooker heels that say, I can't, you know, I can barely run in these. Um,
Girls have that sort of body style in sports and stuff like that. Maybe not all of them, but some of them do. Some of them are pretty skinny. But Samus isn't that skinny in Smash. I mean, I've been playing the
well,
game.
not skinny necessarily. Her armor is
She's
skinny, but
she's
she
less
herself is skinny.
she's less ripped. Yeah, she is less ripped than you would
It's more that
initially
she's top
expect.
heavy. It's more that she's top heavy, so that when she's doing these things, um, like she has to have, her back has to be very, very well good in that game. Um,
Yeah, she has a big bust size. Yeah, that's probably a C or a D or something like that.
or yeah, I mean, or it's
See,
just like it's not
let-
athletic build.
'cause I know there's comparison shorts. Because
Um,
I saw the one on her ass the other day.
which, oh, well, they changed
There's
that too.
barely
Oh,
no, they didn't. It's barely any difference. It's just a comparison shirt.
well, okay, well, the one part where
I mean, even
possibly they could have gotten away with it. They didn't then, because you
because
could.
her bust in Brawl seems the same, to be honest. Now that I'm looking at it. And then comparing it to the Zero, like the Zero art from the 2D games and whatnot, it is slightly bigger, but not exaggerated. Like let's say a B from a D or something. Looks like from a B to a C or something like that. I will say that the jet heels are a bit ridiculous, but they aren't heels; they're boots. Just a correction.
Well, they're high-heeled boots.
Yeah, yeah.
That's still the issue.
Mhm. That's it.
Oh,
I'm not.
wow.
I'm not going to debate the heels. I'm not going to debate them.
No, I defy anyone to try to debate the heels because I have the clips. I have the clips from the very Barbie movie that I saw to prove them wrong.
But I mean, this is the point where I just say, let's just have fun, man. Let's just have fun with the game, or just don't use Zero Suit Samus. Just use regular Samus.
Well, even regular Samus annoys me. That's the issue. Like, I wish I could do that, but yeah, because they use the skinnier Japanese armor type from Other M and Super Smash
I
Bros.
get it. I get it. Other M is a bad stain for Metroid. I get that. I felt it too, man. Don't worry. I finished Other M in like 2 days, and I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Oh,
Yeah,
look at her ass comparison.
it's linear game design, which makes
Yeah,
absolutely no sense.
they did change her ass a lot, but it wasn't till like it was big in 2004. It got smaller in 2008. It sort of stayed the same in Other M, and then in Smash Bros. She just stuck up her ass more because of the heels or whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, oh, this is a terrible headline. Do we even need video game developers in the gaming industry?
Oh yeah, I read that today. What the fuck is that satire? I swear to God, that has to be satire. Nobody can write something that stupid.
I'm not sure anymore, quite honestly, but oh, that's
It's
cringeworthy.
like it's like the Saving Private Ryan Patricia Hernandez thing. You can't tell if it's real or not.
Oh yeah, well, you can't even tell the motive with these people. Like, are they really supporting the causes that they do because they're sincere, or are they doing this because they need the money?
Oh, I forgot another reason why Samus could have the heels. It could be a Bayonetta, fuck you, basically, too. Like
Which,
if you look at Palutena, Palutena has like a stripping move on her pole as her taunt. Not a stripping move, but she spins around the pole like a stripper or whatever.
I mean, sure, it could be a fuck you move, but really, why choose Samus to do the fuck you move?
Well, it's because I think Samus is the more mature of all the other princesses. Like if you would do that with
She's not
Peach
a
or
princess.
Rosalune. Exactly, that's what I mean. Like a princess wouldn't do that. I assume a bounty hunter has better sex moves than a princess. Just my theory. Just my theory.
Well, bounty hunters having sex moves? Wait, what do they? Are we in like that one Pamela
we're
Anderson
delving
movie?
we're delving into well, okay, let me debate this with you. Samus is athletic, and athleticism is known to be stretchy, and stretchy is known to be sex moves in a lot of places I go.
Well, sure they can be, but
We're going into
that's
we're going into
but
fan fiction.
but athletic also means being smart about combat, and being smart about combat for women at least means you don't put something that makes you horribly off balance
You're
before going
talking
into fighting.
you're talking about being smart in combat in a game where you fight against Super Mario and Pikachu. Like it's not really Samus fighting Metroid. Like if I would see that in a Metroid game, that would be like no, Nintendo, I'm returning this now. But like this is like a fan game or whatever. I don't know. Maybe like I said, I'm not as rabid Metroid fan. So
Sure, if you want, if someone wants to play with space Barbies, then by all means go play with space Barbies. But me,
leave Samus
I'm over
alone.
here, I'm over here, expecting them to design their characters with integrity.
Well, like I said, that's fine. I mean, I don't mind your point. Like, you're right in your point where they should have kept, like, as long as they don't mess it up in the main game, I won't care. But like sexy, not, I'm gonna say sexy suit Samus, which would be her skinny gear, doesn't really look that less different from the Prime one. Let me do a comparison.
That's well, that's mostly because of graphics because um, they its graphics are so much better. It just looks skinnier, but it in actuality that's actually pretty heavy armor.
But okay, the only thing bulky I'm seeing from the Prime armor is the top. She still has like a waistline, and the legs look relatively the same. The only thing they made less bulky was probably the middle red part and the orbs. The orbs, they reduced it. And like you said, if you're going to be smart in battle, why carry that much bulk when you're trying to be speedy? And this Samus is a lot more faster than the one in the previous game, so they probably cut bulk out. And I'm just being a nitpicky bastard here, probably. Because the
Well,
only thing I'm seeing that's missing is that the Prime
and
armor.
yes, it's a well, and
Uh-huh.
okay, well, and yes, it's Samus in her armor. Um, it isn't
Yeah,
as fast as her in her Zero Suit, which is why they had both states in the first place. The
see?
they were both these different play styles. One that had more strength over agility, and one that had more agility over strength. Both were possible. Now they're trying to give it this sort of middle thing where where it's just generally good, which is a terrible idea to me.
I don't know. Look, I'm showing you now. Like, it doesn't look like that big of a difference. If anything, the lower legs have gotten bulkier. Like you see here, it's only gotten bulkier down there. This seems skinnier, and then the waistline does seem a little bit more stretchy down or thinner, but it's not that much. And this is standing sideways, so I wouldn't know that well. Then the only
Well, it
thing that
is
has
standing sideways, but then when it comes to the
this,
the chest area, that's where it stands out.
let me, I cannot find the prime armor that is facing forward. This is a prime armor. Let's see. It doesn't see that generally. Oh look, I could compare it here too. See, it doesn't seem that different. They did cut out a lot of details in the leg armor that I'm looking. It looks a lot more plainer now. But the only thing less bulky are these things up here, which is acceptable because those things have to weigh a ton there.
Well, but look at the thighs there. The thighs there
This,
thicker. Thighs there
well,
skinnier.
how do I say this? Look, the only thing that's changed from here is like it's slanted now down this way, when this one was slanted down that way. It has basically more armor area here, and that is true. It's a little bit less, but like in general, like I don't see the armor type really radically changing. Like
It's
I
just
said,
changing enough. That's the whole name of the game. It's just changing enough to the point where most
you
everyone
know,
accepts it, and then the OCD people like me look at it and go, "What are you
it's
doing, you horrible
nah,
people?"
nah, it's fine, man. I understand. It's just every fan base has its hardcore fans, and believe me, you're not as bad as like the Silent Hill fan base or the Resident Evil fan base or the Final Fantasy. Oh God, all those fan bases are the worst, really. You cannot discuss shit because it's suddenly like the worst thing ever. Whatever you state, it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, it,
Look at all this shit that Metroid Prime 3 did. Look at this. She looks pretty skinny there.
no, there, that's
Yeah, it
not
looks skinny
skinny.
there. Look. Of course it does. Look at the shoulder pads as well.
It's
That's
a
a
different
lot less.
suit. It's a
Oh, okay.
different
So,
suit.
okay, now she can have different suits now.
That's not full. That's not full powered. That
Are
that's
you
not
sure?
full
That looks
power.
pretty upgraded. That looks pretty upgraded to me. Like I never got that suit in Prime 3. I don't know. Let's see. Let me see. Fully upgraded Prime 3 suit.
Unless I'm remembering wrong, which is completely possible.
I mean, you got to remember, the more you read on the internet, the more you get pissed off. Basically, you forget shit. That's why I like going and looking through pictures and seeing if it's, actually, like look at her original Prime suit with no armor at all. That
Well,
looks
and you
shitty
and
as
I can see, and and it bulks up. That's okay. But then look at that. Look at the gravity suit right there.
This is what I'm saying. Look at the Prime 3 suit. Or is that accurate? Is that really the Prime 3 suit? She looks like Iron Man there.
No, I think that's a mod. Go down one level though. That
This one here?
no, second from the right, I think. Yeah, second from
Second
the
from
right.
this one?
No, up one level. Right there. Yeah, that one. See?
Well,
Large shoulder
like,
pads.
okay, like I said, the shoulder pads are the only thing I see large from her here. Like everything else seems, well, except this part here too. But everything else seems like the other Samus that we were just looking at, except for the lack of details on the leg armor, which really do suck compared to these ones here. Like the Prime armor does have the better armor, but I don't find her any less bulkier from at least this area down. Like when it comes to the shoulder arms, yeah, she looks a lot more bulkier, but it also looks a lot less realistic. It looks like she's carrying two giant orbs there for no reason.
Which which, you know, may
I'm
be
not
the
trying to
case,
convert you.
but
It's fine. It's fine. You don't need to accept anything. It's all right. You need how do I say? But nah, this looks cool to be honest. But I'm pretty sure this isn't a mod. This looks like her actual armor here. Look, here's another one. It says hazard suit.
well, those graphics look way too on the one you were just at.
This one looks, yeah, it looks way too polished, but it is yeah, that is a Wii game. It could be the Wii U version. I mean, yeah, that could be the Wii version playing on the Wii U console. Or
Yeah.
it could always be it could always be a better rendered emulator as well. Let me see. It's called the Hazard Suit. Let's bust this mystery. Metroid Prime 3 Hazard Suit. Yeah, here's some official artwork if I'm not mistaken. But even then, this armor looks fucking badass. I don't know why they wouldn't use this one.
Well, yeah, and and also if you look at the middle section, uh,
Here,
middle section, it looks like she has a lot more muscle in her middle section when compared to the um, which I
well, it
mean
has
which the
this.
muscle has always been an illusion, of course, because of course she's skinnier in the Zero Suit model, but you know it's still
It makes you. It tricks you.
yeah, but I mean I want to be tricked in that aspect. I want it to look a lot more macho.
No, I agree. No, I agree 100% with that. Like I said, no, I agree. The fucking actually, this armor should have been used in Smash Brothers instead of other M. The other M suit is shit compared to this one. Look at that muscle there.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom. It looks fucking badass. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's like okay, fine, it it's all
Give me a second. Let me finish up with Stoll. I'm sorry, Stoll. Go ahead.
I mean it may be all a trick of the eye, but it's better. Do you have to go? Like,
Oh no, I just got a cake ready, and they're just telling me it's ready. We'll finish up in a little bit. I gotta stop either way. But no, like I said, I agree in your aspects on the Metroid series and shit. Like if you listen to my rants on the Final Fantasy series, it's a lot worse. Believe me. I do not condone 13 for anything. I'd rather condone 13-2 before condone 13. Why is this tagged under Samus or whatever?
because people are named Samus
Yeah, I've never heard of anyone named Samus.
or Sam or something like that.
Fuck, this pick gives me the fun. Okay, I'm done. Thank you, Internet, for ruining my Samus mojo. But,
Welcome
like,
to
yeah, like I said,
DeviantArt.
yeah. God, I hate DeviantArt. Main reason why I quit drawing. For some reason, it made me rage quit drawing, really, because everybody's so stuck up here.
Even though like they had a logo redesign, and the explanation for the logo redesign was like, like the whole reason why they changed it was like so that people would have to ask us about the meaning. Like it was it's terrible.
What? I understand it less now. This looks cool.
Yeah, like that's the entire point of it, that people understand it less.
Oh, it's like shit. It's like quitting your job before instead of putting your 2 weeks in before you get fired or whatever. You just make yourself look bad or whatever. Oh, look at all the Samus suits here. This looks cool. Oh, let's zoom. I have no. Here's a Chozo statue. See, the first Zero Suit Samus was a lot more skimpier.
Well,
But
right.
she didn't have heels though. It's the heels. It's the heels that piss us off, not the
Yeah.
breast.
Yeah, like I could probably accept everything else. I could even accept the armor. The breaking point is the heels.
I got you. Like I said, wait. Oh, what's that? Damn it! It didn't zoom where I needed it to. Is this official? Are those heels official? I'm kidding.
If they are,
No,
they're a
no,
lot less hookerish than the ones they have. Like those on the zero suit right there.
This one. Which
No,
one?
on
The
the blue
blue
one,
Zero
and
Suit or
yeah,
this
that
one?
one
Yeah,
right there.
these look cool. I like these ones.
Like
I don't know what the fuck this is. This is like the Fingering Machine 3000 or something. Or it's another version of the Power Glove. See, like even then, Fusion had a really like skimpy suit, but it was understandable since it stuck to her skin or whatever.
well, and also that it was also pixel art, so it was less noticeable.
That's true.
This is like seeing the news anchor you've always admired in full HD. You see all the wrinkles, and it's like, that person's now actually really ugly.
See, I like this Samus. So I would have liked to play a mission or two with her, like just using guns or whatever.
Oh yeah,
This suit looks badass too.
yeah, the light suit, like
Yeah.
that's that's the kind of thing that it should be. It's like uh,
Supposed to get more complicated as it goes. But then again, you never know if she's upgrading the suit, making it more, how do I say, more easier to move in or lighter, and I don't know. It's just theories.
more
Theories.
well more streamlined. But like as I said, it's like it's even the games where she was forced to go into her zero suit, she became a
Mhm.
lot faster, she became a lot lighter, which made it a lot more fun because there were the two distinct play styles. You remove
Mhm.
that, you move both of them towards the center, towards this lighter, quicker thing, and all of a sudden, you don't have the powerhouse element. You don't have the powerhouse playstyle that um, Prime has for um, for Samus in her suit.
No,
It's
I
like
see that. This is what you mean. All you said. That's what you mean, right?
yeah, exactly.
No, I see the bulk back here too, the hover jets and whatnot. But as I said, like, you could upgrade it. You know how iPods become smaller over time, and maybe I'm just defending them. But
Well,
no,
it's
I see what you're saying and agree.
like I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this. Imagine like you're driving a tank, and suddenly someone has decided that no, you can no longer drive the tank. You're like, why can't I drive the tank? Because it's less efficient. Well, I was having fun with the tank. Why can't I still have fun with the tank?
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But it's still like, but the tank, you can still do what the tank was doing. But I know I'm not gonna debate you. Stop trying to make me debate you. see, see,
Well, that's
What is this?
what
Oh, it's a
using
girl, actually. Okay.
using
It looks like
shitty
a kid.
cosplay as a.
Yeah, like shitty cardboard as like Samus. I like her Metroid in the jar though, and her helmet are passable, but no, just no on all this. This,
Well,
oh god, this looks badass.
yeah,
This
too
is
shiny. Too shiny.
on the no, the Metroid suit is pretty fucking shiny. I see shine here and here and here.
Do you see shiny? Do you see like almost translucent shiny in the visor? No.
Well, let me see. Well, you could see her eyes in the visor. Now that I remember. Yeah. Oh, that's other M, right? This is other M.
Yeah, that's other M.
Let me find Prime or whatever. No, but you could see her eyes still in Prime. That was the only thing you could see from her. Here. Boom. Ah, damn you, low res GameCube game. But you could see
Yeah,
her eyes
exactly. Low
and
res. Low res, no shiny. Much better.
okay, the fusion suit looks weird as fuck now in this game. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if it's. Oh yeah, here we go. What do you mean no translucent?
No,
I
that's
just hear
other M.
translucent there.
That's other M.
No bullshit. Various suit. This isn't other M. Look
That's
at the
other M.
shoulder. Look
They
at the
have the
shoulder. Look at
they
the
have
shoulder
various
pads.
M.
Look at the shoulder pads.
That's way too good. That's way too good graphic quality to be anything other than other M.
Are you hug boxing yourself right now, sir?
I'm not
Let me
hugboxing
see.
myself. That right.
I'm fucking with you.
It's like the very article name has regarding other
Let
M.
me see.
So
Damn it. Well, this one's so translucent you can't see anything though. Does it
let's
say
see
it?
exactly.
I swear, those aren't the shoulder pads from other M though. Do you get those
No,
shoulder
those
pads?
are. Yes, you do. Yeah, you do.
No, no. Look at the leggings. The leg designs are the same ones as the ones in Prime. Look, is it? Let me see. Yeah, it is. It's
Well,
Prime.
then someone has prettied up the image then to make it look ugly.
This
Then
is okay. This is probably Prime 3 though.
well, even Prime 3 didn't look that good. Like that has to be on the Wii U, if anything. If that's 3 on the
Dude,
Wii.
this is how other M looked. Other M looks highly detailed. I mean, not other M. Prime 3. Prime 3. I remember that people said it looked like a next gen game, like at the early start or whatever in next gen.
It will look like a
Well,
next gen game for the Wii. Like that's a different thing than next gen game for the Xbox One.
because like I said, the people can emulate it and make it look like on a higher res so you can see more details. See, I looked up Metroid Prime. Here it is. Next one, but this is still one of my favorites. And like I said, the shoulder pads aren't the same one as the. This is Metroid Prime, sir. Huzzah!
Well then,
You confused it with other M, sir.
well then it's a lot more higher graphic than what I played
Yeah.
or what I played Prime 3 on.
Yeah. Well, did you play it on a flat screen with like component cables and everything, or did you play it in a normal TV with no component cables?
I think it wasn't
Because all that
it
makes a
was
difference.
it was a relatively flat screen, but I think it was it wasn't anything advanced. It wasn't like HDMI or any anything like that.
Okay, so we can agree that this is a Prime suit, and I can see her eyeballs here, sir.
Vaguely, not clearly.
Vaguely true. But, I mean, dude, have you seen how Wolverine would look like in latex in real life? it won't
I've
look
seen
like the
plenty of shitty cosplay if that's what you're asking me.
No, yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, that cosplay wasn't bad. We're debating over cosplays, goddammit. They all suck because they're not really Samus.
Well, and Samus is really difficult to get in cosplay unless you do the Zero suit.
It's really hard to find a blonde girl that actually knows about Metroid and loves it that much to actually pull off a Samus. Like this one, you could criticize it for being too orange.
Well, The color palettes have always been somewhat stinted
No, that's
in the
too.
games, so
Okay, do you have to disagree always?
people have called me contrarian before, but I don't necessarily. If I disagree, I would have always disagreed with
Is
whatever
that
was being said. So
is that a lot less shiny now? Now the cannon is fucked and the shoulder pads.
I actually that looks a lot more given. That looks a lot more realistic, which I actually like. Actually,
I see. Okay, so you aim towards realism. I see. I see. See now it looks like shit here. I don't know why. I like the details on it. I do not like the shoulder pads, and for some reason the helmet seems off.
well, the helmet seems off, but I like how that one looks like it's actually battle torn and everything like that. Like that. That looks much
All right,
better
all
than
right.
the plasticine look of.
This looks a lot more closer to what the game is, though, like or the design is. But then again, this is, I think, the other M suit, so you might just hate that one. Let's see. No,
Yeah.
this is the Prime suit. Once again, the shoulder pads and the details on the leggings,
Well,
if you could call them
yeah,
leggings or whatever.
still that visor makes me think of other M's. So
It's a visor that ticks you off. You got PTSD off other M.
I well, fuck
Every
it. That game just ruined it.
What the fuck is this? The, what is this? Open. What is it? What
Um,
the fuck?
that's either going for steampunk, which it's not very good,
No, it's very
or
good steampunk. It's more
or
like
it's
no.
set.
It looks like a corset, and they slapped in Samus front part and cannon on it. 'Cause- oh
Oh dear
god,
God, that is someone's attempt at steampunk.
yeah. Oh, this is horrible. Oh god, I didn't need to see that. You see, things could have gone a lot worse. A lot worse.
Well, no, that image is so much worse.
Yeah, that you gotta admit. Okay, Oda didn't screw up that badly. At least it didn't land into fan fiction arms like Mega Man almost did. I like this artwork actually.
Well,
You know,
see, big. She looks big.
you
Like
like the big round things.
those shoulder pads make her look so much more epic.
Oh god, this was this the commercial they did on Other M?
Yeah, yeah.
This was oh god, this was bad when I first saw it. I'm like, what is this? I hate it when they go full live action.
Well, especially
Or they could have made Samus into a complete waifu and put her in the kitchen like this.
what are you talking about? They already did.
Did they?
That's
I don't know.
that. Well, other M basically does make her a waifu of Adam.
Oh, okay. Well, no, she's more like Adam is my husbando, and I will do whatever he says. If Adam didn't give a shit about him. Well, he did give a shit about her, but not so much. He just saw her as a pupil or whatever, right? I don't remember. Yes, accurate. This is 100% accurate. He's even Jewish.
Okay, now we're gonna get kicked out by YouTube.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Though I've seen some pretty effective like crossplay of Samus before, and it actually would translate pretty well.
And this artwork looks badass too.
Yeah, see that Nintendo, you break my heart. Artists can do better than you.
Well, as I told you before, like Nintendo was trying to reach to another audience with the Wii or whatnot, and they're obviously learning from their mistakes with what I've seen from them recently. Because honestly, I was a Sony boy during PS1, PS2, and PS3, and now in this generation, Nintendo is coming over, and I'm coming back towards the Nintendo fan base. So let's see. Let's just wait and see. The next Metroid game, if they fuck up, you can lose all hope, like I did with Resident Evil.
Well, see, my policy when it comes to these things is I will
Oh
always
God, there's
I,
more.
I will always suggest. Oh,
What the fuck, bitch? You have raped Samus in a non-cool way.
but I
What
mean,
was your policy, sorry?
my philosophy when it comes to this sort of thing is hate it if if the reputation isn't that good. The
No,
reputation
you cannot even.
has to actively um, rebuild itself for me. And if it's good, then I'm pleasantly surprised, and I can dispel it. If I don't, well, then I'm not surprised, and then it's still the same bad thing it's always been.
True, true. What do you think of this one? Too much makeup, though.
Eh, the hair down is the most annoying part about that one.
Yeah, I like the army. The armor, at least somebody made a paladin, a light suit. I'm sorry, I call it. Every time I see a character in white armor, I think paladin. Curse you, Final Fantasy.
Sunbro, dude.
Sunbro, dude. Yes, Sunbro confirmed indeed. Yes, this boss was a fucking badass. Now that I remember, a Flake
Yeah.
Bragra, whatever his name was, he was a fucking badass in that game.
Well, all the bosses in the Metroid Prime series were just so much cooler.
I like the 2D bosses though. I like the 2D because I don't know. I like the designs and how their battles work out better. Like in this one, for example, it feels like I'm playing a mini game or something. It feels like I'm cracking a puzzle rather than actually fighting a monster.
Well, they both feel the same. It's like how the 2D games feel like you're in a tunnel so much as compared to
Yeah,
3D. It's like you're actually facing the boss in the 3D ones, and you're still fighting the boss, but it doesn't have the same sort of gravitas in the 2D ones.
They made a mod out of the guys from Metroid 2.
Oh yes.
Oh god, those guys got killed fast. Was it 2 or 3? I don't know.
That was 3. Because then.
It was 3. Because I know in 2 you see a couple of them, but they're dead by the time you get there. God, I want to play Metroid now. I'm gonna crack open Metroid and finish those games now. Feel motivated. Uh-oh, what happened?
Oh, it was just loading more.
Well, my girlfriend managed to score me a copy of this Metroid Prime, of the first one, for like $1 in a garage sale once. So that's how I own mine.
Yeah, they go for cheap, really.
It's so sad because the game is wide. Well, I think it's because it's Western. Usually Western games come out a lot cheaper, and Retro Studio is Western. I don't know. It's just a theory I have. Usually, Western games.
It's a lot older. It's a lot older of a title, so I mean.
Oh no, not even then, because I would be able to get Metroid Prime for like $5, and Mario Sunshine would still be like $20, and Zelda would still be like $20, and even Star Fox would be like $20. That looks cool.
That's weird. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I hope they definitely fix it and whatnot. And I hope they fix Tomb Raider too. I hope the third one, she's already full grown, boobage Lara Croft or whatever. Oh look.
Oh.
I mean.
Yeah. See, that's not how that's not how I see Samus at all.
But you don't know how she is with a couple of drinks in her. I mean, we don't know that. I mean, look what happened when we saw Boba Fett without the mask.
Well, I don't. I wouldn't talk to Samus in any other situation than a combat situation, and
that's true. But like I said, at some point Samus must have her period. She must go to the bathroom and take a shit.
Well,
if we're gonna talk realistically.
I'm not interested in at that point I'm not going to be paying attention to her, like what she does in her own private
Of
life
course.
is.
Oh shit! I'm just fucking around with that, by the way. But
yeah, of course.
This looks cool. I like the design.
Oh yeah.
And it went to shit. Her hair's on the spot though. I like her hair, but everything. It's just so hard to make a decent mech armor.
Yeah,
So
it
hard.
is. Which is why I can respect most.
Oh, you could do this in Soul Calibur, really? Who is this? Oh, that's good. She looks like Tifa from Final Fantasy. That's why. Mm. But yeah, Metroid has more good than bad, and like I said, I doubt Nintendo's gonna go down the same route as Other M. I really do. If they do, then yeah, I've lost hope in them. What's this?
Well, they have yet to convince me again.
Hmm. And that won't take hard. Fans always crop back. It takes a while for them before to fully abandon. Like I said, I quit Resident Evil with Resident Evil 5, and I bought 6, and I bought Revelations, and whatever came out on the portables. And now I'm like, no, no, not taking my money. Not now, not ever. Oh,
Well,
this is sad. I never put Kraid in Metroid Prime.
no,
It
I
was
think I think Kraid was actually planned at one point, but for
he
corruption.
had. Oh, for corruption? No, I heard he had plans for the first Metroid Prime, but got removed. I don't know if it was because they wouldn't figure out the battle or whatnot.
Or it was for the first one. Yeah, now I remember.
Yeah, it was
But
for the
they
first one, and I think
they
it
hadn't
was
planned for that.
limited. Yeah, should have upgraded it with the trilogy. I still regret not getting the limited edition trilogy, but I'm
No.
glad. I'm glad I got it for $10 though, when it was like 100 in GameStop, because I got the regular one, and at that
Oh,
point the regular one.
you can
Yeah.
get the trilogy for cheap, like it's $20.
Yeah, but I remember GameStop had it at a point for like $100 or $70 or something like that. Because I remember I had taken it apart so I could buy it. Because I used to work at GameStop and I could put the games apart for me to buy and whatnot. And it was $100. I remember 99.99, and that's why I never bought it because my salary was only 150 a week.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So I
was
never
expensive at one
mentioned.
point, but
It plummeted, of course. Oh look, all the different Prime versions. Is that your room, Stoll? Is that your room?
no. My copy of the trilogy got stolen, unfortunately.
Ah, I know how that is, man. I lost my entire collection once, or at least 80% of it. I got broken
Yeah.
into. It was really bad. See, this is the Samus you're talking about, though, right?
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
well,
That's
her
the Prime.
face. There's
Yeah.
nothing been wrong with her face in any iteration. No.
Except for the integration of that frickin' beauty spot.
Well,
I don't
that
like the
that
beauty
doesn't
spot.
ignore me. Like what beauty spot?
Doesn't she have a beauty spot on her cheek now since Other M?
I have no idea. I mean, possibly, but I mean, that's never been the focus of my attention with her.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying that that's another alteration. Yeah, yeah, she has one right under the cheek.
Oh, she looks
Okay.
completely plastic.
No, no, that's the figure. This is the Other M one. See right here.
She looks
Mole,
completely
mole,
plastic.
mole.
Like, what is that? That's like
A beauty mark.
get like game. Well, like this, the entire texture quality is like she looks plastic. What like even the GameCube had better texture quality than that.
Because it was doing realistic, and this is more like anime slash realism, more or less. Eyeballs looks sort of anime, and the beauty looks, and like the hair definitely is. Like if you take a Final Fantasy picture, Final Fantasy 13, you will see that the engine or the way the characters' designs are remarkably similar, because that style is actually pretty popular. In Japan.
Oh,
Let's see. Boom.
ew. That's well, even that looks better. Like the hair actually has
This-
texture.
Well, yeah, but this is because of Wii graphics or whatever. No, it's not forgivable because this is a cutscene. So there's no excuse for cutscenes. Just remember that Square Enix has always been known to make some badass looking games. Always, ever since the PS1 era, they've been known for graphics.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did better than Team Ninja apparently.
Well, Team Ninja don't really have that many resources at their disposal. That's why most of their games rely on fan service or rehashing and shit. They're still not a small company, but just a company that doesn't make that much money. So they're just known for the titles they make, like Dynasty Warriors, Ninja Gaiden, Dead or Alive.
Well,
So I
then
think
maybe they should stop pay. Maybe then they should put less money into the boobs and more money into the mechanics.
well, I mean, Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden are pretty solid games at this point. But it's like the Dynasty Warriors and the fact that they don't know how to innovate basically their games. Because the Dead or Alive franchise is great. I own some of their games and shit, the one on the 3DS and the one on the Ultimate 5, and they're really fun games. I like them. But I played Dead or Alive 3 and it still feels relatively same, just more fluid and more characters.
Oh, how did they do the Lego build for that?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
It seems everything is painted on except the helmet seems shaped. And then they glued two circle shit here. I don't know what.
Oh.
Oh, look, fancy. Haha, that looks cool.
I take that.
Stocking. The Lego? See that shit?
Fucking that. I'll take that, please.
How much is this character concerned with being feminine? Let's stop uploading pictures to Google.
I'm sorry. My fascination just goes that far.
I didn't know Figma. Made a figure of this. Figma are good statue builders. What the fuck is this? People have too much time with their figures. I have no idea what this is. What the fuck?
Well, like, so, like, go to the Amiga statue, or the Amigo statue, or whatever that was.
Oh god. The Amiibo one?
Yeah, the Amiibo statue, right?
Oh, the Figma? The Figma or the Amiibo?
The Amiibo.
This looks badass. No, it's not. Amiibo. Where's the Amiibo? Can you tell me where it's at, or did you
scroll up? Scroll up. Yeah, right there, right there. Right down.
Up. Which one?
Down again.
All I'm seeing is down again. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
See, what the fuck is that shit? That walking pose? Is she a model or is she a fighter?
Okay, I'll be honest with you. If you're bitching about the Samus pose, wait until I show you the Link pose. Looks like he's staring at the goddamn ground. You would hate. Have you seen the statue sideways?
Yeah, what is that shit?
I don't know. I don't know why she's walking like that. She probably thinks she has the heels on or something. I can't explain the Amiibo figure, alright? Here, this one looks like she literally has heels on the suit. Oh god, I have to open Kotaku. No, I'm not. Oh god damn it, too late. Clicks for them. See, it looks like they actually have heels. But this one looks like she's standing though. She just seems high up. In the actual statues, it looks like she's tippy-toeing basically. What if she's sneaking? What if she wants to be sneaky?
Then she wouldn't be wearing heels. They go click, 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 click.
The heels are obviously, if she gets caught, she could seduce her way out. Okay. look at the Link statue. Look at the fucking Link statue. This is a shit statue. He's
okay, well,
literally looking.
That's shit too. I mean, okay, I can agree with that.
It looks a lot shittier than the Samus one. And then the Zelda one, I might not be able to pull it up, but the details in the face make her look horrid. I mean, look, the Amiibos look fine as long as they're like a cartoony character, like Villager or Kirby or Pikachu. But when it comes to like characters that do realism, like Link, Marth, or like Zelda, they look like shit.
I
And
don't
they
even
have
get the point of the amiibo statues. Like, they're
they're good. They're worth it. Believe me, they're worth it because it's like you're buying DLC keys for the future. So instead of forking over DLC cash all the time, you buy yourself a nice little figure, and that will unlock the DLC for you.
the only time that I've seen that well done is Lego minifigures. The Lego minifigure line does a MMO where when you buy the minifigure,
But I
it,
mean, it's better than Skylanders and Disney Infinity because I mean they're not only used in Smash Brothers, but in any other game that Nintendo is gonna do. Like the One Piece game, if you put the Mario amiibo, you'll get Luffy's Mario suit or whatever. And if you use it for Zelda Hyrule Warriors, you get weapons. So it's not like
okay.
you're only using it for one game.
Well, okay, so sure. So if you're doing it for multiple games is a good perk, but so much plastic.
Okay, here it is. I know, but I mean, like, how many chances have we gotten to buy like a Zelda figure or an Ike figure or Fire Emblem? Like, a lot of people have been wanting those, or let's say, what is this motherfucker right here? You know, this is a
But
nice thing that, in my opinion, Nintendo is doing for like fans and whatnot.
but having them where they can't pose, where they're stuck to a stand, um,
But they're figures, they're
those.
not toys.
But even figures, you can pose figures.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably just a fanboy or whatever, but I don't see a problem with them. The Star Fox one looks really good. I can recommend the Star Fox one. What I don't like what Nintendo's doing is that they're limiting the supplies like a motherfucker.
Well, right, and then you have that one asshat who's buying all the Lucinda statues.
Oh God, yes, that happened already. It's already sold out, I'm pretty sure. Like I went to pre-order Bowser 2 days ago, and Bowser's already sold out. I'm sad. I like anything relating to Godzilla. Luckily, I got Sheik and Toon Link, but shit. See, like Toon Link
Which,
won't look that bad, huh?
eh, well, and Sheik, Sheik should be part of Zelda. Like that should just be a two-toned character.
Well, they split it for a couple of reasons. First of all, apparently, and I don't believe Sakurai for shit when he says that the 3DS can't handle the transformation or whatever, because it would load like an extra character. But that would be bullshit, because when you play Multi-Man Melee in the 3DS version, you have like 7 characters running around or whatever.
So,
Like,
and at the same time, you're telling me that the Wii is more powerful than the Wii U.
well, okay, that's what I was going to say. That in the Wii U version, they remain separate for the reason that because remember, you could still play crossplay with the 3DS and the Wii U version.
Oh,
So that would be the problem there. So they separated them, which is fine in my opinion, because now I have an extra move for each one of them. Now with down and B, you summon Phantom Zelda with Zelda, and with Sheik, you do a little flip jump, sort of like Samus does. She does that, flip or whatever.
yeah.
And that's fun. I mean, it's an extra move for each character, and transformation would really look. The transformation would cut the character because people would pick Zelda just to use Sheik, and then there would be nobody using Zelda technically.
But you can also switch between the two characters. So,
Which is
I mean,
which is
that's what I always did with Samus and Brawl.
Zero Suit. Well, they bettered up Zero Suit Samus a lot in this game. Like those heals help. They hit hard as fuck. They're like jets under them as well.
Well, yes, but you put the jet along you put the jet along the back of the foot, and suddenly you have just as well a design. I mean, they're already
I don't
trying to
know.
scrap the realism. They could easily have corrected that.
True, true, true. Well, at least those heels are better than. Let me see. Let me see if it pops up. It's better than Shulk's shoes and his sexy outfit. Look at that. He has clogs. Look at
Okay,
that
that's worse. That's
shit. That's a
I will
lot
I will
worse.
give you that.
That's fucking cons. That motherfucker. So at least I cheered you up a bit with that.
Well,
Oh look, it's like Fight Club but Smash Bros. Why is Zelda in the fucking same bathroom or whatever?
the, oh yeah.
All right, Stoll, I gotta leave. All right, bro.
All right, sounds good.
It's
Thank you
good.
very much for coming on. This was lovely.
Oh no, no problem, man. I always have fun here chatting with you guys and shit. Gives me something to do. But until next time, man. Just let me know whenever your next episode is up. All right.
All right, it will be next Friday, because
All
I
right.
already do have some confirmed people for that.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
same time, same place, basically.
All right. Gotcha, man. You always message me, so I'll be over there.
All
You
right,
take care,
sounds
man.
good.
See you
Thank
then.
you. And this has been another edition of the Stoll Panel Review Show. Thank you for all my guests, and thank you for those who did come and listen. And um, I will talk to you all next week. I do want to make one announcement. If you missed the Facebook announcement, I am trying to up the content. So every Friday there will be something uploaded. It may not be a panel review show, but at this point, Friday I have a set schedule where something will happen. This may be solo content, so if you have anything you want to do, of course I have my ideas, but I'd love to hear from you. So go ahead and message me on all the socials, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. I will try and catch it. And as always, is make sure to share, and share this content so that um, we can grow and possibly get some bigger content going on. And with that being said, all have a lovely evening, all. And this has officially been Robert Stoll of the Stoll Review.